Time for Singapore.
Hello.
Ah, we have a Katie in the chat already.
Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, we are here for the Singapore Grand Prix watch along. I'm joined by Mr. Hawkey.
And I'm joined by Midnight Essay. I still don't know which way
Really?
you are, so I'm just gonna.
We've been doing this for like a year and a bit, and then you still go like this.
It's just easier. I can't get it wrong then.
Right, anywho, we are here for Singapore, and we
are.
don't have a Red Bull on pole.
Whoop whoop. Never
We don't
been.
have a Red Bull in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, the only Red Bull we do have is the sister team of the sister team of Liam Lawson,
which has a career-spanning a massive
this is
races.
Yeah, I was saying this is his third qualifying session, and he's in Q3.
Right. Oh dear. So hello to Pedro, hello to Katie. Katie says hot camera muffin.
Hot camera muffin. Hiya.
And she says, I spotted Pedro. I see a little silhouette of Scaramouche. No, I'm going on a tangent.
Where you do the fandango.
Thunderbolts and lightning happening here. Very, very frightening. Oh, that worked out quite well. Yeah. Anywho, Singapore. And this is the first Singapore race in God knows how long I've actually been looking forward to.
Yeah.
This is because we might have someone win who
isn't a Red Bull.
Yeah, basically. So,
although, how likely do you think? What do you think? Do you think he can win, or do you reckon it's basically?
If Max wins, cue the memes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for one of the top. This is going to be a cop out. Top 5 to win.
Could Lando get his first win?
I most want him to win. Then this is not against Sainz, but I'd like to see Leclerc pick up a victory this year.
Leclerc on the softs when everyone else in the top 10 is on mediums.
Yeah, that's weird, and that's ominous. Verstappen's going for the hard tyre.
Going for a long stint then.
I said this to Pedro yesterday in the qualifying podcast. There's been a technical directive which has mandated a stiffening up of the floor and, well, a lot of all the aerodynamic surfaces, so the front wing, rear wing, floor, and that sort of thing. And suddenly Red Bull's pace has gone like that.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like they were struggling to switch on the tyres.
Potentially.
So, going to the hard tyre to me seems like a bit of a that's weird moment. Unless they're struggling with overheating.
Potentially. Obviously, we know that Singapore, it's very hot, so maybe they feel like the softs and the mediums and the tyre degradation, everyone else will pit way before they need to.
Possibly. Quite possibly, or maybe just get the hard tyre out of the way so they can go mediums all the way to the end after a safety car and face it, this is Singapore.
And here we cut to Pedro, our news reporter, who says, just some info, Stroll isn't going to start the race. He's still feeling sore from yesterday. Joe is starting from the pit lane after taking a new power unit, and Sargent changed his gearbox and suspension, but didn't take any penalties. Apparently the issues with Red Bull are down to ride height. Well, thank you very much for the info there, Pedro.
Down to ride height, that to me means it's all about the floor flexing. If the floor would flex more, it would seal the aerodynamics. And if it's not sealing, they have to raise it or lower it depending on the problem. And
so just lining up on the grid now.
One hello to Ziggy. Apparently I had an audio issue, which I think I've now fixed.
Okay. Oh, hi,
OBS
Ziggy!
Christ.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah. I've got one of those problems with OBS where it does its own thing and completely unticks and unsyncs everything. Also, I said this again, I don't like that Williams livery.
I think the McLaren Golf livery was way better.
I agree.
From the
I still didn't like
options that Williams had, that wasn't one of my favourites, I believe.
that. And hello to CBD and Ziggy as well.
Hi guys. Any predictions?
There will be a motor race today.
Yes. What a motor race, Toto.
Well, quick lights out straight away.
Oh, both of the Ferraris. Good start from them. Is that
Ferrari 1-2?
Oh, Lewis Hamilton.
Doing his thing. Yeah, he's taken to the escape road. He's going to have to let Russell back through.
I'm surprised he won't.
Moment,
he's not letting. Yeah,
Russell.
Just let him through. I thought that's going to be a penalty. If not, come on, Lewis, just let him through. To be honest, I'd even let Lando through because he looked like he was.
I would agree with you. No, he's fighting it.
George has gone. No.
What he might do is he might sit there for a while and then give up the place tactically halfway around the lap or something.
I look close between the Haas and the Alpine then. Well, yeah, Lewis was just on his own race circuit there.
Yeah, he missed the first two corners.
But what a start from both Ferrari. That Perez all the way back there. Still.
Yep. Well, Perez was starting down 13th, I think. So yeah, that is accurate. It looks like Max has gained one place off Lawson. So it looks like, Leclerc on those soft tyres definitely got a lightning start. That's what Ferrari needed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Ferrari got any sense and Leclerc was a bit faster, they'll let him go. And you see that massive bump right in the middle of the track there, can't you?
Yeah, and all the sparks.
Yeah. Yellow flag, someone's off.
Sector 3. Who's that?
If we had Stroll, I'd be betting it was him.
Green flag again. I'm assuming it's Tsunoda.
Yeah. Yellow flag again.
Yeah.
Okay, Hamilton still hasn't let Russell through. Okay, that is odd, to say the least.
Is that a tactical what George done as well? Oh, I'll get a 5-second penalty. Yeah.
You hope Russell wouldn't have to do tactical talk about his teammate. But Hamilton...
You'd think just this early in the race, just give him the place back. Obviously, it was a definite cut. And...
Need to see that from bird's eye view, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we've lost Tsunoda. We have lost Tsunoda.
Yeah. That's twice that we've lost Tsunoda within the last 2 weeks, isn't it? Last week?
Yep. Yeah, he didn't even make the grid last week.
No.
So, yeah, okay, that's Tsunoda completing all of half a lap in 2 weeks. And I will say, because I didn't say earlier, CBD, morning.
Morning.
Russell's ahead of Hamilton now, so he waited a lap and then let him through. So that was... I think that is abusing the rule set a little bit. So I'm just going to cut the corner, then give it back at my own convenience.
Yeah, I was going to say that. A bit naughty, but...
Okay, so yeah, that is deliberately holding back Norris, if anything.
Yeah. What was Norris saying?
I'm agreeing with Norris.
Is he arguing for the place as well?
We need to see that from above. I mean, clearly need to see it from above.
Well, to be fair,
Jojo?
Yeah, the McLaren was quite close to the Mercedes, and then you just saw Lewis just ping off. Yeah.
Vespucci yeeted around the corner.
Yeah. So, everyone that was on softs is now on either medium or hards. with Leclerc out in front, on the only one that's on soft tyres.
Yeah, that's surprising that they've gone and done that.
Ferrari. Are you doing Ferrari things here, or are you into like some master plan? You need to know.
Well, at the moment it's working. Running 1-2. Oh, and here comes Max on the Haas, which is a weird sentence. But he's going up against K-Mag. He's not going to let him through easily.
A little bit of a shutting of the door there.
He was entitled to it. It's for position. Lewis unlocked an alternative track layout.
Yeah. Damn it! Is that what I was supposed to do last night?
Yeah, I did it a couple of times last night. Not on purpose.
Yeah.
In our pre-GP.
Right, so now it's picked up by race control. After
4 laps.
Yeah.
3 laps. So yeah, one of the hardest people to pass on the track for position is K-Mag. Well, maybe not in his car, but if he wants to drive with his elbows out, he will. So DRS is enabled now, so the drag reduction system on that Red Bull is very powerful. So we're going to see if K-Mag doesn't have DRS, do you think he'll be able to hold off Max for long?
If he doesn't, then no. If he does, maybe might create some sort of DRS train, which might be difficult to get out of. Right, so we're getting it from a semi-bird's eye view. Oh yeah, 100%.
Lewis could have easily stayed in 4th position there. He had a good enough. Yeah, look, okay, we're now seeing it from Lewis. He could have easily taken the corner.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I agree with you. It was like a bit weird because look, you see here, could have took that corner. George must have seen him.
I got pushed wide by George. George was ahead of you. You can't just assume space, Lewis.
No, but in my opinion, there was still space.
Yeah.
He backed out just a tiny bit.
Apparently, Lewis has let. Oh, okay. That
was that Perez on Lawson.
So that was Max on Lawson.
Is that Max on Lawson or Perez on someone else?
They said Lawson. I think Tsunoda was starting too far behind.
Right, so Perez. Lewis lets him go there.
The fact he's taken 4 or 5
so
laps.
Is it here?
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay, so Max yeets Hulkenberg earlier on.
Yeah.
That must have been lap 1.
Yeah, they can't be taking too many risks.
No. The fact that Lewis has taken 4 laps to let Norris through.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, when did that happen? No, because I was like, the Mercedes behind the McLaren?
No further investigation.
It was because he's letting them both through now, isn't it?
Yep. But what he's done is he's letting them both through and avoided anyone else having a go at him in the queue. I'm sorry, Lewis, but that's a penalty to me. That is leaving the track and gaining advantage for 4 laps, 5 laps. So, I'm sorry, Lewis, but that,
under the rule, he definitely did a lap where he had an advantage for sure. Well, the first and most of the second lap, about 1.5 laps of advantage from leaving the. I want to see that replay on the Red Bull again. I want to see who it was. I don't know if it's Perez on Lawson, or if I didn't know it was Perez on Tsunoda.
I think it was either Perez on Tsunoda or Max on Lawson. I feel it was Max on Lawson. but I can't be certain. They said Lawson at the time, but they didn't come up with a caption. Okay, so Leclerc is only a second behind Sainz. If you were Ferrari, would you be letting Leclerc go?
Well, he's going to have to pit soon, so he might as well, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that obviously Sainz can go that a little bit longer, might as well just let Leclerc through.
Oh, here comes Max. There he goes. From his K-Mag, if he can, he will try and come back. I don't think it's going to be too long before all this lot pit and we're going to see Max in the lead.
Probably. Or what if K-Mag, like, tactically just goes boom?
Tactically eats him. Piastri's just done Perez. Oh, wait, no, they're going back the other way now.
It was nice while it lasted.
Well, to be fair, Piastri's back ahead of him again. No, Piastri's back ahead of him again.
Oh.
Is that Albon on the back of Piastri? It is. So Piastri rather, got taken out of qualifying yesterday thanks to the Stroll incident. Couldn't complete his Q3 qualifying lap, so he's definitely out of position compared to Norris.
Yeah, 100%. Norris also has 9 upgrades compared to Piastri as well. He only has 5 of them?
I believe so. Which it probably equate to probably a couple of tenths a second a lap, which is fairly significant by Formula 1
over the long
standards.
run,
Yeah.
And
over 60 laps, that's
and definitely in qualifying as well. As you can see, like even like a tenth can be out of the top 10 sometimes. Maybe a bit extreme. Top 5, I'd say. Usually split by a tenth.
And not to mention, over the 60 laps and having a Stroll-shaped chicane in the final corner. But it's good to see the two Haas both running in the points at the moment.
Yeah?
At the moment.
Well, one's like both on the mediums, and maybe I was gonna say maybe they've sorted out their tyre degradation, but too early in the race to call that.
Okay, Leclerc still sat behind Sainz. He must be asking to go through. Okay, so Tsunoda's made his way back to the pits. To be fair, he didn't have very far to go, did he?
No. Have you heard the rumours about Tsunoda?
I did. Pedro mentioned it yesterday. He's going to potentially be reserve driver for Red Bull.
Yeah, and then Lawson with Ricciardo next year, potentially.
If I was Tsunoda, I'm not sure I'd like that.
No.
Just the sheer fact, reserve drivers for Red Bull always are a bit...
Yeah, it doesn't set him up well for the next year.
Exactly. I mean, you could argue that he's in training to be the next Red Bull driver. Maybe that's what they need, though, because they always tend to drop a second driver behind Max into the hot seat without any prep, and then suddenly they go, what?
Who do you think they'd favour, though? Ricciardo or Tsunoda for that second Red Bull seat?
I know who I'd favour out of those two.
Yeah.
Someone with a proven solid backbone. Not saying Tsunoda is.
Yeah, apparently Tsunoda is quite fast and has been quite fast in the past, but in my opinion, AlphaTauri has given him a lot longer to develop than other drivers.
Completely.
They must see something or some potential there to keep him there.
Yeah, exactly.
And the funding probably as well.
Yeah, I mean, not Honda, the sort of the Japanese sponsorship deals, thanks to Tsunoda, are definitely worthy of consideration. But if they're kind of thinking of chucking him in the reserve driver, that goes away. It's weird.
Yeah. Rory said they've improved in terms of tyre degradation, but it's still not great. Curtain point standing. What? What, Jack? What?
You got me on that one.
Did you mean current point standing?
Oh, that would make sense.
Because if it's that, then no, we can sort you out. He had a lot less experience when he got to F1, and he still did quite well in junior categories. Yeah. What is it now? Is it his third year?
Sorry, what was that?
I don't know this. Is it third or fourth year in F1?
Third year, I think.
Third, yeah. Current point standings, as the race is now, where they all are. P1 is Sainz, then it's Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Alonso, Ocon, Verstappen, Haas, and Hulkenberg in the top 10. If you want to do 11 to 19
we have,
today.
11th, we have Gasly, followed by Lawson, Perez, Piastri, Albon, Sargent, Bottas, Zhou, Tsunoda, and Stroll in the hotel.
Yep. Max struggling. Well, he's in 8th currently, and with 10 laps in.
Up 3 places.
Up 3 places in 10 laps. We don't predict him to win, but you never know. We said that we think someone in the top 5 is going to win.
At the moment, it's looking like Sainz.
Saying that, we didn't make any predictions for this week, did we?
No, I mean, if we had have done, we would have been well off anyway.
I'd guess surely podium. I mean, it's potentially because he's on the hard tyres compared to everyone around him, so it can last a little bit longer. But obviously, too early to call yet if he can get a podium or not, where it stands. But he's nearly within a sec. Well, he's within a second now of Ocon. So
I was going to say everyone in front of Max now is a bit more tricky because it's Ocon, Alonso, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Leclerc, and Sainz.
Mm.
And Ocon is, as Pedro said, he's in DRS range of Alonso. And Alonso is very good at defending, as we all know. So,
but
very static at the front, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see the memes yesterday of it's like how to stop Red Bull, and then it's just the calendars for Singapore. Like all 24 rounds, Singapore. I found that quite funny.
We had a race, I think it was 2018 or so, where Mercedes were having a dominant year, and I mean equal to that of Red Bull, really.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of the odd breakdown and the odd crash of, the Mercs and whatnot. And they were just disappeared off the books that weekend. They were suddenly a second and a half, 2 seconds a lap slower.
George is getting quite close to Leclerc now.
Yeah. Perez, to answer your question, Pedro, he's down in 13th. He just doesn't do as well in traffic as, say, like Max. He hasn't got that killer instinct.
Mm.
And we think either he and Yuki or Max and Lawson had to come together on lap 1.
Yes, but we don't know because they never showed it again.
Yeah. And they said Lawson, but then we saw Tsunoda out, so it's like, which one is it?
Yeah. We don't know.
Don't rightly know.
Whatever Red Bull did to Max's car is working, says Pedro. It seems
I'm
to be.
still fairly convinced it's a technical directive that has slowed them down.
Could be.
Which, conspiracy theory, does that mean that car has been illegal all year?
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
Moment of silence and condolences to the lizard family.
Yeah, I heard about this.
The kid of Godzilla, apparently.
Yeah. That's one of the best things I've heard Max say, and I think the engineer said, "Yeah, kill a Godzilla," and Max went, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah. Yeah, because they all went, "Oh, it's slightly different to last year's," and then I think it's GP and Max's engineer went, "Maybe it's the son of Godzilla." Admiral Buxton say that there was a weird smell coming from the engine during the build-up to the GP. The engine of Yuki's car. I was going to say, we were talking about the lizard and then you said that. I was...
Yeah. Whereas with Will, it is first to win, you have to finish ahead of all the other drivers.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Jack. I was like, what? Apparently it was Alonso that run over it. Oh, hello, Dad.
Well, his car's green anyway. Oh, okay. Where's mine?
Oi. Yeah. Midnight's still...
Yeah, again.
Yeah, Midnight's waiting for his now. Thumbs up.
It's right, I've just had toast. I'm alright.
Yeah.
Right, we need some action to happen that it isn't food being handed and something in the top 4.
Thanks.
5.
Thanks, Dad.
Shout out for Hawkey, Dad.
He does look after me. Kentucky Fried Lizard. Ugh. That's put me right off my food.
I've given your dad a shout out, by the way.
Thanks.
Feel free to give him a follow. We'll get him freely.
Saying that, if there's anybody out there that wants to give me a follow, I'm on 499 followers.
499, 498, 497. What?
Yeah, I'll be like, oh. Not again. What did I get? I got some cookies.
CBD says, "Did you bring enough for the whole class?"
What? The little rolls. Got some squishies.
Right, we'll have one each.
And cookies, and then little sandwiches. But whatever I don't eat, I'll just give back to Dad. I'll be like,
oh dear. I have a feeling in this race, all of the teams are just working to a pace. They're just measuring out their tyres, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, especially this, like Russell. He was quite close, and then he seems to have dropped back a bit.
Leclerc starting to fall back from Sainz, though.
Maybe the softer.
Sainz has also said that he can go forever on these tyres. So I wouldn't be too surprised if both Ferraris are trying to work to a pace so they can get Leclerc far enough into the race.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mandy's here as well. Hey, Mandy.
Hey, Mandy. Lando's been pressured by Lewis. Yes. Quite close. Yeah. They're saying that Norris is on the back of Russell as well, mostly.
Yeah, but no one's really attempting any passing. I mean, even Max is stalled. I mean, he got ahead of a Haas. Ooh.
I suppose it's quite risky choosing where, if you are going to do a move, where you're going to do it.
True that. I mean, this is not the most friendly course for passing. And it's very easy. I mean, we learned this around the pre-GP last night. This course nukes the rear tyres.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing you want to do is push really hard, overheat the rear tyres, and end up with a deficit to the car in front because you've pushed too hard. So they're just not going very fast.
Jack, if it's midnight, if you're wanting to follow wherever midnight is on my screen, it's midnight_ISO on the Twitch and YouTube.
Have you put the link tree in the command list?
Not on my one, I don't think. Actually, maybe. Not sure. I can't even remember if I did or if I didn't.
Thank you, Jack. Remind me to share my alerts browser source with you, Sarah.
Okie dokie.
Thank you very much, Jack. Welcome to the community. He says, haha, I found you.
Yeah, I found you.
I wasn't hiding. It's all good, but thank you very much, my man.
No, I didn't create one. That answers that one. I couldn't remember if I did or not.
We're good at this. Hashtag professional.
I'll do one later. I promise. This describes me when I get burnt, look.
No, that's watch, no watch. Watch, no watch.
No. Look. Burnt, not burnt, and then burnt. I don't know if it's still. I don't know if it's still. Oh, it is visible still. Oh.
Yeah, I just got a double notification for that. But thank you again, Jack.
That's why I mostly always have my watch on. Yeah, Jack, if you haven't already, Midnight's also got YouTube. I've got YouTube, but I kind of post replays of the VODs at the moment. I'm sure I can do other stuff.
We're looking at expanding YouTube one way or the other in the coming couple of weeks.
We have a TikTok, shared TikTok. I have TikTok. Midnight has TikTok. So we're literally everywhere. So, like, you know, you think that you've like found somewhere there we're not. We're probably there.
I can't remember my own commands.
Neither can I. And I have quite a lot, to be honest.
There you go, I finally got it.
Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate you.
Well, the reason why we're sort of talking about everything else other than what's actually going on in the race, because nothing's happening.
No, it's kind of... It's got to that point where so we're not that far into the race, but like we're coming up to a third of the race, and they're just all kind of just managing their tires. So there's no battles. They're all within like a second and a half of each other. Yeah. So.
Yeah, literally nothing is happening. I'd imagine they're all waiting for a safety car.
So what do you want to talk about now?
What food do you have?
Squishies. I have a few squishies. I have a few cookies. Sugar-free cookies. Which are really nice. And then whittle sandwiches. Roll things.
And I have a packet of there are other brands. I have a packet of crisps, which is a red. So it's really salted. I'm not going to show you the brand name because we're not getting paid for this.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us, please, Greggs and Walkers. I mean, anyone.
Yeah, any food company that's nice.
That we can get. We'll accept free samples.
Oh yeah, 100%.
CBD says Stroll is going to win the race. Just let him cook.
Yep.
I'd like to know what race you're watching.
He's already cooking at the hotel.
Oh no, he's going to have to stay. He's not going to have to race today. Stay in his hotel with his millions of dollars. Ooh. I bet he's devastated. But in all serious factors, he wrote off most of that car yesterday.
Oh, 100%. Not only was it probably a challenge for the mechanics to rebuild it in that time frame, but I mean, he's probably feeling a little bit sore.
I do think, and I know, again, I come from a time of older F1, from the 90s and all that sort of thing, where, and I mean this legitimately, in the beginning of a race, I remember, I'm going to use the commentator Martin Brundle as an example. First race of the year in 96, full on, went into the back of one car, launched, and we're talking, do you remember that crash from Alonso at Australia where he barrel rolled?
Mm-hmm.
He did that. Took off all the corners of the car, and then do you know what he did?
What?
Got in the spare car and went and did the rest of the race. half an hour later.
Yeah.
So when I see Stroll's arm and neck hurts, I feel sorry for him.
But
and it
you
may
don't
be
fully...
medical advice,
Yeah,
not to do it. But coming from a time when I saw literally the giants of the 90s bin it, rip all the corners off the car, and then say, are they alive? Get out and walk back to the pits and get in the next car. You're like,
Yeah. I wish Djokovic could have had the chance to reserve for him on today's race. Yeah, but it's the stupid rule that obviously that he didn't participate in quali, couldn't do the race. But
yeah, at very least you need to have some free practice time on track to be
some
able to
sort
give
of running,
it. Yeah, and dropping someone in who hasn't raced F1 before into the race is like, no. I mean, Lawson has been, I'm going to say it, epic, considering the fact he had, what was he, Zandvoort, his first race? Yeah. He literally was chucked in at qualifying.
Yeah.
And that was it. And go. His first use of slick tyres was at Zandvoort in the race. So, but it's very rare we get a driver
he's doing
like
quite
that.
well. Joe's already pitted. Yeah, he pitted.
Lap 1.
Yeah.
Lap 2.
It was quite it wasn't very long into the race.
But speaking of Lawson, Perez is on the back of him. But he's keeping the Red Bull behind him.
Yeah.
Factoid that I didn't know till the other day. Zach Brown, the yellow flag sector 2. They're not showing us what. Oops. Sergeant. So that's a little bit of debris on
the racing line.
Okay, that could be a VSC.
Wouldn't you just stop the car?
You can still keep going.
He's dropping bits everywhere, though.
This could very, very well be a VSC, if not a full safety car.
Just... It's logic.
So yeah, he did what I did yesterday in the pre-GP.
Huh.
Donk. Whoops. I took Perez with me, though. He deserved it for what he did to me earlier in the race. I mean,
surely that isn't helping his floor.
I don't think it's as bad as it looks for the floor, because what the sparks you're seeing is the front wing, which is grinding away on the floor, on the ground. So it's causing damage to the already destroyed front wing. Might be all right. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some damage, though, because you can see the car's tilted like that a little bit. Weirdly enough, it might destroy the other side of the floor, because where it's safety car. Right, here we go. He's not doing his chances of a drive next year any good, is he? Right, we're
safety car!
Somewhere, Sainz has... He had an 11-second gap to Leclerc there for some reason.
I think that might have been a weird, technical thing, maybe? I don't know. Although it still says 7...
Yeah, it's going up. It's got to be a Delta problem. CBD says, Logan doing us proud.
Sainz is in.
America.
America. Russell's in.
Okay, so
Leclerc's in.
It's a double stack. Yeah, Sainz is going into the hard
Would have Leclerc slowed down? So they didn't double stack.
A little bit, probably. Russell...
Norris.
No, it's fine.
Hamilton's
Norris might end up really... No, it's worked out fine for him. Oh! Norris has done Leclerc. in the pits?
Yeah.
So, okay, I think Max has stayed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max and Perez have stayed out, which they're still going to have to pit again. So the only way... I think that's a bit of an error by Red Bull. What do you think, sir?
So what tyre would you put them on, though? Because they've all changed from mostly mediums to hard. Would you say mediums, but then would that survive for 40 laps?
They will survive. It's always the question, at what pace?
Yeah.
I can't help but think that's a big error from Red Bull. Not to pit one of them.
Yeah, to at least try it. Yeah, maybe. Then that plays into Ferrari and everyone else, basically.
Bottas didn't pit either. Okay, what's Fernando done? Is he overshot? Okay, yeah, he's overshot. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty for Alonso. That's going to drop him back 5 or 10 seconds. Yeah.
All I can think about is GT7 rules.
Yeah.
Bam! Penalty.
Okay, so yeah, Lewis coming into the pit lane is why Leclerc was slow getting out. Can't be helped. I mean, these are pit stops. When the cars are running a second and a half apart from each other and there's suddenly a safety car, this will happen.
Yeah, and plus, obviously, I'm assuming that most of the teams don't want to get like the penalties for unsafe release.
Yeah. Okay, unnoticed by myself, Russell did Leclerc as well. So Leclerc lost essentially 4 places to Max and Perez. Max and Perez, Russell and Norris.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're expecting a penalty for Alonso, but he's running in 8th at the moment, which is a net P6. I guess the question is, can Sainz and Leclerc... They've gone to the hard tyres, so yeah, they can go to the end.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone can go to the end except for both Red Bulls.
They did show some rain on the weather radar about 10 minutes ago. I was ignoring it lightly because it's not expected to rain. But it depends what happens. It could be a factor. And there's debris all over the circuit. I don't mean Nick debris. DeVries.
Here's a stat for you. All of the races had a safety car period. Good to know.
Bottas didn't come in either. That's odd. Well, when it comes to safety cars around here, it's very much like Monaco. If you have an off, you're hitting a barrier.
I wonder if that debris has been cleaned yet, because the safety car's coming in.
If it's easily accessible by a marshal, like when the car's on the other side of the circuit and Sargent's caught up, they might just be able to just nip out and grab it.
Yeah, but the wall doesn't make it look very accessible, does it?
No.
Joe pitted again during the safety car, but Bottas is yet to pit. So that's 2 stops for Joe.
And Sargent's still in the race.
Oh, so Max doing Sonoda, his intimidation thing.
He's not allowed to do that anymore.
We nearly did it then. Oh, Carlos has gone now.
I don't think we're looking at a scenario where Max is suddenly going to pick things up and just go into first and then disappear off into the sunset. He's out of sync, and that Red Bull didn't look good in qualifying yesterday. So, if anything, I think we're going to see Russell on the back of him. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's looking good for Carlos at the moment as it stands, but like you say, maybe when the Max eventually has to pit and Perez, maybe that gives a chance for the Mercedes and McLaren.
Whoops, Leclerc's lost another place.
Oops. Oops. Lando's probably going to overtake Checo soon.
Russell on Max. Nope, not quite. Yeah, and the time penalty for Alonso. Max has got Russell all over the back of him. Yeah, you can just see Russell's got more grip than Max.
Mm-hmm. That was very close to the wall there for Max.
Yeah.
Leclerc almost collected Lando. Ooh.
Yeah, Norris is on the back of Perez. Nearly lost the front wing. So Perez might be losing the place. Here comes Russell.
Oh.
And there goes Norris as well. So and there comes Lewis as well. Oh, Lewis. Wait, what happened?
I was going to say, Bridge, why are you there?
Bridge, move.
Yeah, move just for a minute.
Oh, dear. But that was ambitious from Hamilton. I liked it. That was ambitious on Perez. Still can't believe he escaped a penalty for the opening laps.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to get past Perez quickly because he's got Leclerc breathing down his neck. No DRS yet. I mean, it's going to be a lap or two. So another lap from here. Bottas is falling down the grid. Hulk's falling down the grid as well. Oh.
Yeah.
Hamilton running outside of Perez.
Oh.
Not sure that's legal, Lewis.
That was a lot of curb.
It's arguable if that was off track or not.
Mm.
I mean, at the end of the day, if he gets a 5-second penalty from that, he just needs to speed up and just go for it. I mean, we saw, I can't remember who it was the other week, did an overtake and then got a 5-second penalty and went, let's keep going.
That was George on Ocon.
It was, yeah.
That's what I was saying at the start of the race when obviously... Oh!
Yeah, Max just hasn't got the grip.
Lando just overtook Max? What?
No, got some floor damage. Or was it just the trick of the light? It's trick of the light.
I think he has an upgraded floor, which is slightly different to what we've seen before.
It looks white or shiny on the edges.
Yeah.
It's that same sort of look when carbon fibre is broken.
Mm.
So, no, that's fine. DRS enabled, so yeah, we're going to watch those Red Bulls fall back through the back. Have Red Bull just turned in Ferrari strategy department?
But it's not been their way all weekend, really.
Okay, that answers the question. Ferrari predicting 2 stops. Interesting. So, okay, so Red Bull, if they're going to try a 1-stop, they're less out of position than I thought.
Come on, guys. Yeah, you don't... Just look after the hard tyres. Don't pit again.
Yes. It signed his race to lose now. Do you know what? That was very good racing by Perez and Hamilton there. Perez saw Hamilton coming and gave him enough room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he probably was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, whenever Lewis goes side by side with the second Red Bull car, usually the Red Bull ends up facing the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So Russell is... Do you know what? Russell was shaping up to be very aggressive here. And all he's got to do is outlast Sainz really on the tyres. Perez give you the position now. All Hamilton's going to do is he's going to disappear off down the road. So,
Thinking about it,
do
you reckon the tyre degradation is too high for them to all finish on the hards? But technically, we've still got half of the race left.
It's one of those problems. Realistically speaking, you can do a set of softs for the whole race distance. It's just at what pace?
Yeah.
They seem to be picking up the pace now and trying to go for it. I mean, if they nuke the tyres, no.
Mm.
And it does look like Russell's now pushing Sainz. So I'm leaning towards 2-stop. But if Sainz was to pit for the second stop and Russell goes, do you know what, I'm just going to back off, Sainz is in the pack.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if both of them push, it sets Lando up quite nicely if he can just look after them.
CBD. I hate the fact the race is so close. I can't go grab a crisp because I don't want to miss anything. That's right. Just do what Sarah does and have food brought to you.
I don't ask it to be though. And because we went out this morning and then we got back with like half an hour to spare. Well, 20 minutes to spare. It's like, obviously, like I'll bring you up some lunch.
If I ever had any food brought to me, it'd be someone throwing such a roll at my head.
Frozen one or?
Hopefully not.
Gudunk.
Black and white flag for K-Mag forcing another driver off the track. Interesting. Okay, so this is what this race needed. It needed a safety car. Thank you, Sergeant. Oops. Oh, dear. Okay, so yeah.
Hamilton.
Lewis has now just done Max. So Lewis and Max can go side by side without colliding. Proven. It's usually the other way around. Max
don't bring Lewis. 2021 into it again.
I don't have to. It could be any year. Pick one.
Yeah, true. So Leclerc has got Perez as well. And it's on the back of Verstappen.
This, the more I look at it, the more I do think it's a technical error from Red Bull. I mean, at least pit one of them.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Then again, they were right in the middle of the pack, weren't they? Maybe they viewed it as, if we pit now, we're going to get stuck in traffic in the pits. Because they are the champions from last year, they had the first pit box. Everyone has to come past them before they're even allowed out. Because if they were at the other end and ahead of the queue, they could literally go down the end, pit, and then get out first.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that.
But yeah, like you say, maybe just try one. Max
taken here more than the last 2 years put together.
I'll say Max must be fuming in that car. Is it the end of his streak?
It's not the greatest streak ever, though.
No.
No, the Undertaker, 21-0 at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Until Brock Lesnar beat him. It's neither here nor there. Wrestling references don't go very well with Formula One. So Perez at the moment, he's a cork in the proverbial bottle, but he's only got Max a couple of 3 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah, it's good to see all the cars that close to each other.
Red Bull, Aston, Alpine, Haas, Alpine, McLaren, AlphaTauri. Bit of a mixture in there.
How are the race standings looking like? Do you want to... Whoa, Alonso doing a Hamilton.
Yep, Hamilton line.
The Hamilton line. I'm not watching the feed as I'm having lunch. Currently it's Sainz, then Russell, then Norris, then Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Ocon, and Magnussen. Gonna do
And
the rest.
after that, in 11th downwards, Gasly, Piastri, Lawson, Hulk, Albon, who's not having a great race here. Joe Bottas, who's finally pitted, I think. Maybe. And Sargent, who caused the safety car. And CBD, I get that reference. Maybe we should have a WWE F1 race. See if we can fit a 7-foot Undertaker into an F1 car.
Might be fun. Might be a bit
There's
of
a guy
tight
called Rey
squeeze.
Mysterio who's like, he's tiny. I mean, you get the 7-foot giants, and Rey Mysterio is probably not short, but compared to 7 foot, he's like looking upwards. So maybe he might be the perfect WWE sub for a team.
He used to be one of my favourite wrestlers when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah. 619!
Hashtag 619.
Yeah.
Oh, the Great Khali, that'll be funny. Or the Big Show. Kane.
Yeah.
The Rock. The Rock! That would work. The Rock versus Austin. Oh, okay, you can take this too far.
The problem is that we wouldn't see John Cena.
No, you... Really?
We just see an invisible car going around track. Oh no, but you wouldn't see because it's invisible.
Do you know why he did that? It was a dare.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
with him for 20 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw a clip of that recently. And he just stuck with it.
You'll be able to hear this. I know you will. Oh, don't do it twice.
People like Russell already struggled to get in that car, let alone have people from that size. Rey Mysterio could probably fit. Yeah, out of everyone. Probably.
Oh dear. Okay, so race update. Russell said about a lap or so ago that Sainz is going very slowly. So to me, that means that Sainz is trying to go the entire race length. Well, entire rest of the race.
Yeah, look after the tyres.
Which actually means it doesn't benefit the Red Bulls at all. Because if the whole pack is bunched together in a small space, time Red Bulls pit, they go to the back.
Yeah.
But then again, they'll have fresh tyres at the end. Everyone else will be easy to pass. So it's like,
Yeah.
So I'm in two minds about this. I want the front group to go a lot faster and, push each other and race, not just rely on the fact they've got track position. That said, if they push themselves to need another pit stop, it brings Red Bull back into the fray somewhat. And again, I don't know. This is a tricky one.
Yeah. Driving on ice.
Yeah, you could see it in Max's driving style. He's got no confidence turning the car. And I haven't seen a time penalty for Lewis yet, have you?
Must mean the majority of his car was on track.
Maybe he's squeaked off the track and left a slither of one tyre on it.
Yeah.
Which is still in.
Apparently, a lot of the drivers don't like the curbs around here. Like, after obviously what happened to Stroll as well. A lot of them are saying for next year, you not put those curbs in and, like, make them a bit safer.
I'm going to show I'm old here. The curbs have been there for how many years?
Probably a lot.
Since 2008-ish.
Yeah.
Stroll's the only one to bin it there massively. Austria's had those curbs on the outside for 20 years. And all the drivers, because they push the envelope and go beyond the track limits, which, let's face it, the white lines are the track limits, and they've got all four wheels over it, and they're like, oh, but the curbs over here off the track, they're there to stop you using them. So, I don't know. I mean, answers in the chat. What do you guys think? Should the curbs be there? Should they not be there? Should they just delete lap times? I think it depends on your point of view.
Yeah.
So, okay, the top four are all within DRS of each other.
Oh. Oh. I mean, I think we'd all love to see Norris get his first win, but any of the people in the top 5 at the moment, I'd like to see win.
Yeah.
I don't think for like someone like Alonso or Ocon or Magnussen will really benefit much. They're gonna get a lot of points if the Red Bull and do fall down the pack because of the strategy, and they will benefit hugely. But I don't see them getting more than 6th, and just, I guess for them is a lot of points. So.
Yeah. I'm saying there's one team, I'm going to use this loosely, but I'm disappointed in this weekend.
Okay.
Aston Martin. I don't mean because of Stroll. I mean, the pace from Alonso is nowhere compared to earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Some of the curbs look unnecessarily high. I think I'd have to see them in order to gauge it, because
I think like you, where it's
20 years, nearly.
Yeah, like you say, like it's a boundary, isn't it? Like you don't want to hit them necessarily, or if you do hit them like that one there, it doesn't do much towards the car. Some of them, like the one on the penultimate corner, you can kind of see from the pictures that it's kind of bends. So if you hit it in the middle, you're just carrying on. Yeah.
Yes, it's like that, isn't it?
Like you're just gonna, if you hit that and you're on it, you're just gonna like it's gonna basically send you that direction. Kind of like that one there. If you go that little bit too wide and you get on that, then it's game over. If you hit the side of it, it's fine because it kind of just brings you with it. So
there is no perfect solution, is there?
No, there's an argument for both sides here, I believe. But like you, that it sets a boundary of like,
don't go on it.
Yeah, don't go on it. Yeah. You can use a little bit of it, but ideally you don't want to go on it because you know it's risky.
Yeah, if you're willing to push it, in Lance's case, hacksaw the wheel away until you get over it, and Stroll was pushing too hard, and that's at the end of it. That's what happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, with the budget and all in place and all, the drivers have to drive at 99%, not 101. And
Yeah.
Stroll went for the 105. Sorry.
Yeah.
Driver error.
But yeah, going back to Aston Martin, like you say, I think their pace is very track. Certain tracks favour them a little bit more. I'm thinking like this one, it obviously doesn't favour them too much.
So
They're still consistent. Well, one driver is anyway.
We might be seeing a move of Alonso on Perez, either here or at the next DRS point. Maybe not. Worth saying that the Aston Martin is powered, as Gasly gets past K-Mag. The Aston Martin is powered by the Mercedes power unit, and the Red Bull is powered by the Red Bull Honda hybrid thingy Bob Infinity. Don't know anymore what they've named it.
Although,
power unit thing.
In the next few years, it's believed that Honda is going to go to Aston potentially, and Ford obviously Red Bull.
It's weird when you get manufacturers like that. Okay, you can see, I think Gasly's pushed K-Mag off the circuit there. What do you think, sir? I think he's got down the inside.
Yeah. But it's the curb, isn't it? He's gone over, like, he's hit the curb, but gone over it too much.
Yeah. Perez is power sliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're talking about the power units, I find it really weird when you get big name brands giving power units to each other, and you end up with, it's not happened, but say an Audi Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, isn't it? When you get like a smaller manufacturer like McLaren, Mercedes, McLaren Honda, it makes more sense. So they don't manufacture their own engines.
Mm-hmm.
So Red Bull Ford, Red Bull Honda, fine. Aston Martin Honda just sounds odd.
Yeah.
I suppose maybe you can put them in the same sort of light as McLaren.
Potentially.
Oh. K-Mag's off again.
That was close.
So has he been? Is he okay? I think his tyres have died, or he's got a puncture because he is slow. Yeah, he's defending the point. He's defending the place. Yeah, even Pedro says Aston are similar to McLaren. I guess you're probably right. Still feels weird though.
Yeah, I suppose it's because we're so used to seeing like Aston Martins and thinking, oh, it's an Aston Martin. We don't necessarily think, oh, it's got a Honda. Yeah, it's got a Honda engine in that, or it's got a Mercedes engine in that. It's almost like saying that Ferrari's got, like, yeah, like you said, like a Ferrari's got a Mercedes engine. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, a Ferrari Mercedes.
Yeah, like. But I suppose obviously with the coming regulations, it's new. Yeah, new companies kind of wanting in on it. Although I'm still sad that Porsche's looking like it's not going to be in it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to have Audi.
Well, I'm happy. I'm kind of happy that Porsche didn't go with Red Bull.
That's Alonso.
Yeah, I'm happy that Porsche didn't go with Red Bull because
Perez has come back at him.
I don't like Red Bull.
Gasly on the outside. That's a good bit of driving by Gasly. Free way into this corner. That's not
easy. Yeah. The big loser of that was Alonso.
Yeah, he went from one place up to 2 places down.
Gasly though, damn, that was a move and a half. That's a good
little battle.
That was a move and a half.
Now Gasly is going defensive. Alonso's going to cut back, and they're both going to have DRS, which neutralises that one. And Perez is sitting out the front laughing.
It wasn't even Gasly. It was Ocon.
It was Ocon. We're used to it being Gasly.
Ocon. Fair play. Fair play to you. I didn't think it was
driving from the Frenchman.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Ocon. I thought it was Gasly.
Gasly is right behind them now.
Yeah.
Gasly, that's Gasly.
No, but that was a very Gasly-esque move.
Yeah, you don't see it very often from Ocon.
Yeah, going back to my Red Bull and Porsche thing, I'm glad that Porsche didn't go Red Bull because that means that I would then have to support Red Bull because I like Porsche.
Complex thoughts there, Sarah.
Yeah. I'm happy for any Porsche to go to any other team. I don't dislike Red Bull. It's just
you don't like them.
It's Karen Horner.
You don't like them. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Any other team, yeah. Red Bull. I don't mind the drivers. Nothing against the drivers. Just like the stereotypical and kind of like old age thoughts and stuff. Obviously, in the past couple of weeks, that you see people say certain things, kind of turns your head away from them.
Hmm. So, did you see what Sainz said a minute ago on the text?
No, I didn't. Price, you didn't say 2.
Sainz is going at least 1 second a lap slower than what he could. At least. He's managing his size. Sainz is trying to go to the end.
Yeah. Russell's response. Ocon always seems to be very quiet in the races, but he seems to pull off these moves every once in a while. Yeah, Ocon's one of those drivers that, like, once you don't hear much from him unless he's forced someone off,
or he's with his teammate.
Yeah, or he's collided with his teammate, or he's done something that isn't very good. And if he does do something good, it's either rarely shown or it's sometimes shown.
So Ocon Perez used to be teammates.
Yeah.
These two came together a bunch of times. Oh, that was close.
Do
you know what? I'm going to give Perez his absolute due. He is defending very well, apart from now he's not. Perez is defensively, driving-wise, been brilliant. Oh, he's now 10 seconds behind Max.
He does defend quite well.
Our correspondent on the continent has said that Checo has front wing damage. Where?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that makes...
Okay, here comes Alonso as well with DRS down the back straight. So, okay, yeah, Perez's tyres are done. Okay, yeah, he's lost the front wing end plate. He has.
Was that in the battle, or was that from earlier? Could have been from earlier. Oh, could have been from earlier because he hasn't pitted. So it could have been him and Yuki.
Left. I'm wondering if a bit of that front wing is lodged under Gasly because I just saw a bunch of sparks.
Potentially, then.
Either way, Perez is now going to be basically at the back of the pack. Mediums? Mediums, yeah, he's going to the end now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They didn't change the front wing. Okay.
That's weird.
Well, there's no bits hanging off of it, which means it's still legal. But it's not going to be great for the aerodynamics.
I was going to say, but you'd think, right, you're on the fastest set of tyres, might as well just put a front wing on. And there might be a chance that you'd make up a few positions.
Especially since they called him in that quickly. You would have thought it would have been for a Red Bull.
Yeah.
For a Red Bull front wing.
Verstappen's in now as well.
He's going to drop back to about, I reckon, 12th or 13th.
Yeah.
Maybe in between Albon and Zhou. If not, right in front of K-Mag, who's just fallen away, hasn't he?
Yeah. K-Mag was where basically...
He was ahead of Hulk.
He must have pitted again, right?
He hasn't.
No?
No.
Oh no, Magnussen had the tyre weird thing. We don't know if it was a puncture or some sort of something. Yeah.
Ooh, that was close, Max.
Like Max in towards the box. Oh, that was close.
Was on that borderline.
That's close.
Slow front right for Red Bull, but he's got plenty of time. Well, once he's plenty of time, he had a big gap to Perez. So, okay, he's behind Joe. Might be behind K-Mag. K-Mag. Bottas has pitted again. Or was that the first time? I don't know anymore. So the driver
Red
behind,
Bull. Oh my god.
Sargent is in between two Red Bulls.
It's a Red Bull sandwich.
This is weird. Right, I would be expecting if the front runners are going to pit, they are going to do it soon because they do not want a Max coming at them. But
do you pit though, or do you?
Sainz, Russell, Norris, no. Hamilton, Leclerc, maybe. As a team boss, you're Toto Wolff, Sarah. What do you do here?
I suppose it's our thing is, do you test it on one driver? And then, if it works...
Which one?
I'm assuming it's got to be Hamilton, right? Because obviously of where George is in proximity to Sainz.
But in traffic, who do you trust more, Hamilton or Russell? Tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need to see the relative gaps to the drivers.
It is a weird sight, Pedro. This whole race is weird. But good. Weird, but good.
I say go aggressive. Pit Russell. Aggressive.
What? Chuck a pair of mediums?
There'll be a second a lap faster. On the hards, they can go 1 second a lap faster, which means Sainz has got time in hand, isn't he?
I was gonna say, do you wait? Put a set of softs on if they have any left.
I've just seen Ocon is actually 20 seconds behind Leclerc. I'm betting it's about a 22, 23 second pit stop.
It was 20. It said 28.
So if Sainz was to pit, that would bring him out about 8th or 9th.
It depends if they're gonna go to the end or they need to pit. Because if they don't need to pit, just stay where you are for position. But if you need to pit, like you say, probably the best time they're gonna get is now.
We're going to end up with one of those boring one-stop races where nobody wants to pit, aren't we?
Yeah, they all want the track position, which, to be honest, I don't blame them. It has been a weird race for strategy, but obviously it was mostly helped out by the safety car. The safety car happened just that little bit later. Right.
Do you want to do a top 10 rundown, Sarah?
Oh, Ocon has pitted, I believe.
No,
Ocon stops, no!
Safety car. That's a safety car. There's no other... That's a full safety car right now. We're going to see some more tyres. Do you want to do a quick rundown before anything goes to hell, sir?
Sainz, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Alonso, Gasly, Piastri, Lawson, Hulkenberg.
Albon, Joe, Magnussen, Verstappen, who has just pitted, Sargent, Perez, who has just pitted, Ocon, who is on our screen and sat on the exit of the pit lane, turn 2, and then Bottas, who has just pitted. Sonoda didn't make one lap, and Stroll didn't start. Pedro jinxed it. We're going to call you King Jinx.
Good morning, the majestic Foo. Hope you're well. Who's leading? Currently Sainz, but there's a virtual safety car. Not a full one. Not a full one? That's weird.
Honestly, Hamilton or Russell, if you're a Mercedes fan, pit now. Even under VSC.
I'd say top 5, just go. Top 5 all need to come in. But a set of mediums or even softs if they have them. Let's go Sainz. Yeah, we're saying that anyone in the top 5 currently we're happy to win. I'm actually gutted for Alonso. Yeah. Ocon. Alonso. What is that? Ocon.
A lock-on.
A lock-on, yeah. I'm actually gutted for Ocon. He was doing really well.
Is it Albon? Albon's in the hits.
I'm surprised. No, why is
if they all pit, if they do this under VSC, well done the marshals. Honestly, well done if they do this under VSC. I'm surprised they haven't closed the pit lane exit.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised at that. Where it is, though, it's not really on a racing line. I mean, he's parked it to the left, and the corner goes left-right. So
yeah, but that is the pit exit.
It is. I mean, it's not really a going old school, back to the 90s and whatnot. You used to just park the cars on the side of the road and just ignore them. That is not in a hazard area. But if all these top if this goes full safety car, all the top drivers are going to be able to pit, and it's just going to neutralise the race. CBD, I leave to get a crisp, and Ocon is out. You shouldn't have left.
But I'm assuming that that's why they've all stayed out currently. They're waiting for it to be called a full safety car.
Russell's in, I think. Russell's in.
Yeah, Russell's in.
Hamilton's in.
Hamilton's in.
Finally, someone has some guts to go for it.
They're either going to get stitched up royally or they're going to come out.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh. Good. Finally, Mercedes has, I'm going to use the old expression that Hunt used to use, some balls. Big balls. I love that interview. So how do you go so fast? Big balls.
There's Alonso then.
Yeah.
Oh no, Alonso's is he coming? Yeah, Alonso's coming, I believe.
Yeah,
I saw him, then he just disappeared.
Do you know which team that VSC's boned the most? Red Bull.
Red Bull, I was going to say, yeah. They pitted like lap or two before. Oh.
Oh.
Oh no!
Not a great stop from...
They can't get it off, can they? They can't get it on.
That's one of his worst stops in his career. Looks like the rear jack has failed.
Virtual safety car's ending. I'm surprised Norris didn't come in.
Being fair to any of the teams in the top 5, I think it's a correct decision to do either or. Sainz has got time left in those tyres. Norris probably does too, and so does Leclerc. But they now have Russell and Hamilton on fresh mediums, going to be coming at them a second to 2 seconds on a lap.
Yep.
DRS is enabled straight away.
Yeah.
That's one benefit of VSC, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Well done, marshals. I mean, that's a cracking job. And Piastri and Lawson. Yeah. 7th and 8th.
Poor Alonso.
Right. We need to see the relative times, lap times, at the end of this lap of Sainz and Russell.
Aww.
His body language. Excuse me. Ocon's body language. Oh, to be fair, that's quite nice. The waves. You can tell he's peeved.
Yeah. I am glad for him. He was doing well though.
So, the show's got ahead of Verstappen somewhere. Okay, Albon is in between the Red Bulls now. So Sargent pitted in there. K-Mag's pitted. Alonso's 15th, thanks to that stop.
Yeah, wasn't great, was it?
No. Thank you, Edric. Allergies. Ooh, right. At the end of this lap, I want to see not just it's going to be fastest lap to Russell and Hamilton, regardless. I want to see the relative lap to Sainz and Leclerc.
Yeah.
At the moment, if Norris gets a shifty on, he could steal the lead.
If he's looked after his tyres enough.
1.7 seconds a lap faster on that lap. Ooh. This could get spicy.
Oh.
And he was 2 seconds faster than Leclerc. Okay.
And he's only 11 seconds.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
Sector 3.
Sarge. Alonso? Alonso!
Oh no, he's just had a spin.
Oh no, he's gone straight on at the corner, isn't he? Or has he spun?
Yeah, he's done a spin turn somewhere. His first half of the race was really good, and the second half has just been...
Dude, what happened to Alonso this year? Yeah. He's the consistent Aston Martin driver out of the two. But yeah, like Midnight just said, Aston Martin either look great or they just kind of look meh from race to race. I think it's very track specific for them at the moment. And yeah, and the pit stop ruined his race.
Oh, Max lunge on Joe. Fair enough.
To be fair, Joe did go very wide.
Yeah. Some teams have a historical pattern of not developing the car. Aston Martin.
Yeah.
I think last year they did very well with their upgrade path. They had a really dog of a car at the beginning of the year, like McLaren, and they shot up. However, historically speaking, Aston Martin are not, or that the old group there, the old what were they before Aston Martin? Racing Point and all that sort of thing.
Force India
and all that. They historically didn't develop the car very well. Then again, they are up in the facilities. They're a bit like Red Bull.
So let's see what happened to Alonso.
He's braked himself.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's where I crashed with Perez in the pre-GP last night.
I think I went on at that corner as well. Being fair, the jump from last year to this year has been massive. Oh, 100%. 100%. But it's that thing when other teams around you are upgrading and you're not doing anything. It's that you're either gonna go right to the bottom of the grid or you're just gonna be in the middle. Was that to Sainz or Leclerc to go fast? I'm assuming it was Sainz.
Sainz. Okay, Verstappen on the back of Hulkenberg for P9.
Whoa!
Ooh, whoa! See the grip that he had there.
Yeah.
So next is Lawson. I think the highest Max is going to get is P6.
Yeah, I was going to say P6 behind the Mercedes. I understand, but even if they end up finishing behind McLaren, it's still a good job from them, although a bit disappointing in a way. Yeah. Because
They have a stats board for driver of the day in 23.
I was looking at that, and I read the 2 wins first, and I was like, Norris hasn't even won once. And I looked up, and it said driver of the day, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I read the bottom bit upwards.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah. There's got to be like that neurodivergent thing there, isn't it? Reading it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, it's probably like, which one looked more appealing? Oh, the bottom one. And there was, I've been quite impressed with Lando this year. Yeah. To be fair, I think Lando, he's just an all-round good driver. Never seems to do anything massively wrong.
Sochi!
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was a few years ago now, okay?
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it was a very hard choice. I probably would have done the same as him. Maybe a bit of a lap earlier, but still. But
Lawson is doing a great job today, he is.
He's been so impressive, actually. I'm damn impressed with him.
There's a lot of contenders for driver of the day. Yeah? Who do you reckon's your driver of the day so far, then?
Piastri.
Piastri?
He's up like 10 places.
True. True.
At the moment, anyway. I mean, Sainz has been managing himself. He's not actually done anything technically very interesting. He's done a very good race. Norris has done the same. Leclerc has been a bit unlucky with the pit stops.
Oh, 100%.
It's kind of down to the Mercedes boys now.
True. See if they can come back and with the fresher tyres. Although it might be quite hard to pass.
The tier ranking is going to look interesting later on.
Oh, yeah.
For those that are new here, we do a post-race breakdown and grading of everyone, so stick around.
Exactly, Pedro. I can't really recall any ridiculous mistakes from Lando. Obviously, he had a crash at Spa in the qualifying, and was it Imola?
Not this year, maybe last year.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Imola this year because it was flooded.
Yeah.
Which I only remembered because I was told it by, I think it was Pedro earlier on, the other day. So Lawson is defending tooth and nail from Max. He's making a really good statement on a CV for a future permanent drive, isn't
100%. Yeah, forget Yuki being the reserve driver.
No, give Yuki the reserve driver and give what you said earlier on. Give Ricciardo and Lawson an actual drive in AlphaTauri. Or at this rate, not going to happen with Lawson, but put Ricciardo back into Red Bull and put Perez back into AlphaTauri.
Would you go though if you were Perez? Would you go to AlphaTauri?
No. Well, how much do you want to be in the sport? But at the moment,
he's been behind Albon. Been great
he's been there for a while.
Yeah. Lawson is doing pretty well for a sub driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Midnight just said, he's making a good CV for himself.
Pit exit incident. I didn't see who that was for. Russell, 2.7 behind Leclerc. Okay, this race is going to start becoming spicy.
Got 10 laps left.
Mucho caliente. I don't know if that was right or not.
It sounded good.
I'm pretty sure that means very hot.
Even if it doesn't, sounded very, very good.
Yeah. And Pedro has quite rightly just mentioned Nick de Vries. I still believe he made the wrong decision by going to AlphaTauri. He should have stayed with Williams. De Vries and Albon would have been a much better pairing for de Vries' career. Anywho, that ship has sailed. We've got Lawson now. Yeah, and I agree with Pedro. We're starting to acknowledge how good Lawson is, and quite rightly.
It does indeed mean very hot.
Got it right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do we reckon, though? Do we reckon the Mercedes are gonna storm through top 3 currently, or
I was going to ask you the same question. Russell or Sainz? It's going to depend on entirely of how quickly Russell can get past Leclerc, or if he can. I mean, they're in the same pit straight now, just about.
Yep. Oof. Got 10 laps to go, so like you say, it depends how quickly. Because then, I mean, Norris is 4 seconds down the road. Is it 4 seconds? Yeah, 4 seconds-ish down the road. But wait, Norris is a second within Sainz.
Yeah, Norris is caught up to the back of Sainz fairly well. When it comes to the battle, though,
Please.
if you see Russell... if Russell's coming at you, I would imagine Leclerc's going to defend like hell. Norris will be sensible.
Flag?
It's green again.
Green.
Someone's had a spin. Bottas. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Something more important going on at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Okay. If Russell gets good traction here, he's going to be dearest straight past Leclerc on this lap.
Yes,
Leclerc's going to defend. Russell might go for the outside or cut back. This is what Max just did to Lawson. Right, he's passed. He's passed out the acceleration zone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay, Russell's got to defend like hell to stop Leclerc coming back through.
Yeah.
Look directly behind Leclerc.
Hamilton, yeah.
30 feet behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't surprise him into the braking zone. Don't surprise him into the braking zone, Lewis. We could be looking at a 1-3 potentially for Mercedes.
Potentially. Depends if they can, how quickly they can catch up to Norris and Sainz.
Liam's in the chat. PTSD from watching last night. Watching this.
Same.
No offense, mate, but you ended up in the wall a couple of times. No wonder you got PTSD.
Yeah, seeing the walls now.
All right, Lewis through, and he never got a penalty for that pass on Perez. Interesting. Would be interesting to see that on replay at some point.
Yeah, to see how off track he was.
Right, 6 seconds. 8 seconds roughly to the leader from Russell. Ooh, it's gonna be close. We're getting to that time where both of the hard tyre now it's been on for 20-30 laps. They're going to be degrading.
It's going to be 30 laps now.
But we are going to get to the point as well where the mediums will start to tail off a little bit, particularly when they get up. Russell gets up behind Sainz.
Yeah. That's
so,
Max on...
Piastri defending from Max on Nathan Lewis. So, okay, Max is going to get Piastri here, which is completely fair. Can Max get Gasly, do you think? Fresh mediums, old hards, Gasly, Max?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah.
It's a good drive for Max. Can't deny it.
You can't deny it. It's the out of position really didn't help, and
the safety car and
VSC
have boned Red Bull a little bit. But that said, I think if the leaders were actually going true pace, like they should have been the whole race, they would be a lot further back. But yeah, it's neither here nor there.
But a lot of people saying that they're surprised that like Max didn't get a penalty for qualifying yesterday.
Yeah,
He just got a reprimand.
He blocks a node. Let's qualify. Let's focus on this. Oh, that end-on view of the Ferrari made it look like it had stopped. A lot of people don't like George Russell. I really don't mind him. I think I like his on-track racing for the most part. Both of them drivers do have a tendency of defending and hitting people. But offensively, I think these two are pretty good. And they do, I think, aim to be clean racers.
I'm not saying that I don't like George. I just think when he went to Mercedes, he had an attitude about himself. For like the first, for the first like half, probably a bit more. He had that attitude of like being very arrogant. I think he's starting to calm down now. But
I do think that is part intrinsic to the F1 mentality to a certain point.
true.
But yes, there was an air about him that was unsettling to some people.
You know, you can't really say that he's proven himself. So that's all that really matters. He probably doesn't care if people don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't like. I'm not saying that I don't like him, because I do like him. I just think for a while, that's possibly why a lot of people didn't like him, because he was kind of like the new kid on the block, and he was a bit.
Good point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica's got a good point there. I like that.
To be fair, if I went to Merc, I'd also think I was hot stuff. True, actually, probably. Yeah, I think we'd all think like, oh, yeah.
I've got the drive. Thank you very much.
But... yeah, so I don't. I like him. I like both.
So that intro.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think he'll be doing that next year. Let's just say that.
No, that doesn't work.
Apparently, neither Sonoda nor AlphaTauri representative showed up to the stewards to discuss the incident with Max.
See, that's a great one.
Karen Horner probably went, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah. Oh. Right, here
Majestic.
he comes.
I like his divorced dad outfits.
I know, that's why I was giggling. I think I could see that.
True, yeah.
Right, at this point, what will be happening is Russell will be catching them. He'll be doing probably a slightly reduced pace, but he's charging his battery. So by the time he gets up behind Norris, it will just be deploy and go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, Max has already caught up to Gasly. That didn't take long.
Yeah, it really didn't take long, did it?
Yeah. Last 5 races, Max first. Not happening today.
The streak will officially be over.
Mm.
So he set a new record.
Right, 1 point. No, we need to be. I don't care about 6th. All right, Max, pass him quick into the
Norris is close to Sainz, though.
Yeah, no, right. DRS, get past him. I don't care anymore. Move.
Move.
Yeah. Gasly, get out of the way. Right. That moves over. Focus on the top 3.
Yeah. Bring us the action. Oh, we're back. Semi.
Leclerc. What has happened to Leclerc? He's dropped 14 seconds.
Jesus.
He's got to have had a spin somewhere.
Or the tyres are dead.
Yeah. If anyone knows, let us know, because Leclerc's just disappeared. I'll tell you what, though, Hamilton's looking racy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he plays the team game here and just goes, we're going to go for a 1-2.
Yeah, but I'm assuming he wants the 1.
Oh, signs. That's cracking. He's allegedly giving signs DRS to stop Russell passing him.
Oh.
That's.
Lando lives on.
He's not helping Lando. He's helping himself.
True.
Oh, this is gonna get spicy. Mucho caliente.
4-way battle for the lead.
Right,
Let's go.
Lewis is looking quick.
If you were Mercedes, what would you be saying? Let
Don't
Lewis
race each
pass?
other.
Or...
No. Okay, this is one of the best finishes to a race I've seen in a long time.
Uh-huh.
Lewis isn't holding back.
Ooh.
Okay, but they've all got DRS with the exception of signs, of course.
Is it just going to be a DRS to the finish, or do you reckon there will be? Oh, yellow sector 2. Yellow sector 2. Why is there yellow sector 2? What's happening?
Albon, I think.
Yeah, no time is popping up for him.
I think Albon stopped. No, stop. Thank crap. Did not want a safety car.
I was going to say, yeah. Please don't disrupt the flow.
Signs, front tyres are finished.
Come on, hang on. Or let Lando pass. Just
Any
stay
one
there.
of these four, I don't care. It's
Yeah, to be fair, I'm happy with any four.
Right, here comes Russell. He's going to have DRS, obviously. Right, here comes Russell. He's going to cut back under. DRS deploy. NOS time. Boom.
Oh,
No! The McLaren's faster in a straight line. Okay, signs just going by. Hamilton on the back of Russell.
Oh, I thought he was going to lunge there.
Okay, Norris, I think, is going to have lost DRS now. He has. Right, he's now a sitting duck. Right.
Sainz, come back. Oh, that was close to the wall for George.
Yeah, you say him and Hamilton, a very different line there. Saying it. Sainz is backed off again to give Norris the DRS.
Lando!
That's cheeky.
The Merc was the slowest on the straights, but McLaren was on par with Red Bull, interestingly enough.
Weirdly.
Lewis definitely wants that podium. Oh! I saw the little lunge there.
Sainz is being an absolute professor at this. I mean, I want to see the overtaking, but this is clever.
If you were Lewis, if you were George, sorry, would you be focusing ahead or behind?
Both.
Because I've seen Lewis pop out of the racing line a few times, reminding him he's there.
Perez and Albon, we investigate. Okay, so Perez has nerfed off Albon somewhere. So 2 laps to go at the end of this one. So, okay, Russell's got to have a dive on Norris. After that, Sainz is easy. I want to see my heart rate. I should have left my heart rate monitor on. I haven't been able to get it to work recently. No, it's about the same at the moment. Yeah, and Ron was saying it's genius from Sainz. Of course, yeah, they're former teammates as well, aren't they?
What, Lando?
Lando and Sainz, yeah, they used to be teammates.
Yeah, Lando. Merc, McLaren.
I meant McLaren.
I was going to say, Merc, when did they go there?
I got the first syllable right, McLaren.
I wish I had gotten up earlier. Max has gained more than 2 seconds on Leclerc on the last lap. I know it isn't too interesting, but still, yeah.
Here we go. Sainz is looking in his mirrors.
Hopefully Russell's looking in his mirrors because Lewis is ready to pounce.
Russell doesn't have the grip. He hasn't got it.
Let Lewis pass then. I don't know. To be fair, I don't care where these people finish. Like these four, anyone, I'm happy with.
I can't really say anything because it's nail biting. Okay, Russell is not going to do enough to get the win, but can he do enough to get second?
Can Lando do anything with DRS? Probably not.
That would be fun, wouldn't it, on the last lap?
Yeah, like the last minute dash across the finish line. If Lando has any battery left, he needs to deploy it.
My heart rate's just shot up. Oh! Oops.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's fine. Saying it, look at Lewis on the back of Norris, but Sainz is going to take the win. Well done, lads. No 11 victories in a row for Red Bull.
Whoa!
Thank Christ.
I'm still shocked after that last lap. What a finish. Alright, and calm. Good job, Sainz. Good job, Norris. I was going to say good job, Russell, but good job, Hamilton.
Up until the last half a lap, good job, Russell.
Yeah. Okie dokie, Pedro.
Smooth operators.
Smooth operator. Oh. I forgot that they're the people are still finishing their lap.
Yeah, I mean, nothing else mattered.
Yeah, it's because
nothing else matters. Oh, well done to the top three.
To be honest, I think it's probably going to be my favourite ever podium. Well, not that's too far. It's going to be my favourite podium of this year.
Agreed.
I think we've got to watch this podium. Like,
I would agree with you on that.
I know we like to skip it sometimes, but
well, when it's the Dutch and Austrian national anthems,
yeah,
all of the time. Oh, there's a fire in Russell's wheel. I wonder if he cooked his brakes.
Apparently he clipped the wall.
Oops.
Probably clip the wall and then. I'm just having a look at it now, Pedro.
Yeah, DVD says, what a race. Quite right.
He hit that ball quite hard. I know it was a little clip, but I'll send it to you midnight as well.
Thanks. I think Pedro's just sending me a Discord, but I don't have access to that at the moment. So yeah, you want to send it on WhatsApp, that'd be ideal.
It's like a side swipe, like a dunk. And obviously braking.
Yeah, he's just clipped the wall. Driver error. Can't say anything more than that.
Poor Russell though. Yeah,
Guts
what
can do it.
happened? We're not sure if it was. I don't think it was a brake failure. From the video, the wall is here. He's clipped it, and then as it's going into the corner, he's just gone straight on.
Yeah, it looks like he's clipped it with the rear right, or maybe front right, but it looked like rear right, didn't it?
Yeah, it's unsettled the car a bit.
Yeah. Well, as Liam will know, only a little mistake around Singapore from the pre-GP means you're in the barrier. Which I did as well. But I got away with it, so.
It was rear right, Pedro says.
Rear right.
Rear right.
Rear right. Roger. What happened to Leclerc then?
Oh, look at these two.
That Sainz did not do that for Lando. I will tell you that now.
I know, but look, it's cute.
It's cute. That's cute. I mean,
Lewis stopped near the place of the crash to check on Russell. Oh, that's cute too.
Oh, bless him. You've not
I'm
seen
assuming that's why
Talladega
he's not there.
Yeah. So, have you seen the Will Ferrell movie, Talladega Nights?
I'm not sure.
It's a NASCAR movie, but it's a funny one. And I'll put that on my list. And there's a bit in it where two best friends basically become teammates, and then they become enemies, rivals. And then in a deciding race, the friend of Will Ferrell, he isn't in contention for the championship anymore, and then his teammate helps him. You know, he gives him a slipstream to help him pass the other guy, and that's that. So all right, so that makes Sainz Ricky Bobby. No, yes.
Lewis is a good egg. He is a good egg.
I'm not sure which one it makes him, but one of them is Ricky Bobby. I'm going to have to meme that one, aren't I?
Ricky Bobby is Danny Rick.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. I'm gonna have to meme that one. Oh, post race by Coulthard.
That Ferrari does look good up there.
It does. I'm sad that they've lost that swept side pod design, but at least it's one. That's all that matters. I told you he was going to go along with those tyres, didn't I?
Yeah. I would have.
I think that's the best Grand Prix of the year.
I'd agree. Is it a 10 though?
We'll get to that. Very rare we sit and listen to this, but it's good.
Yeah, I think Carlos has really stepped up for Ferrari. I mean, in the last few races. Leclerc has got unlucky, like, several times.
Just a bit. But Carlos has had the measure of Leclerc recently. It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Like Majestic said, very happy for Carlos. Do also kind of wish Charles would have been at least closer to podium. He deserves a break. I would agree.
But it does seem to be that Leclerc is doing it. What are you doing?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
Get signal?
No, I'm trying to change. There we are. Ferrari!
Fair point. Fair point. In which case, I will do the same. Alexa, floodlight red. Alexa, starlight red. Boom!
I was just trying to find out where it was.
You look like you were after signals. Oh, that was good. Lewis is very lucky to get a podium there, though.
100%. Well, we all know who it would have been. How the two Mercs.
Norris did the same thing.
What?
Norris just said he hit the wall in the same place.
Oh. Maybe that's the reason he didn't get past Carlos. Yo, I have NFL after this all day. It's a good day for sports. Nice. Hope the watching goes well. Hopefully whoever you support does well as well. Have fun watching.
Look at Lewis just sat down there. He looks exhausted.
Yeah, he's just chilling. I guess you could say that podium is still reserved for Lewis. He had to be there to take the opportunity. Yeah. I can guarantee what he's gonna say though.
For the fans, best fans, and
he's also gonna say, "Oh, it's a shame because Russell was on for."
Yeah.
So.
And of course, extremely unfortunate for George. We're pushing so hard to catch these guys, and our tires are so hot. But I know he'll bounce back. He's been phenomenal all weekend. We saw you sitting just before coming up to the interview. This is a hot race. That's where you love it.
Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate you. Is there a big NFL presence in the UK? Because I know there are like 3 London games this year. They're starting to be. Like you say, with the more events that are held here, there's the popularity of the sport is getting bigger. I have a few mates in college that used to watch it, like religiously at any times of the day, sort of thing.
Oh, boom!
Yeah,
it's one of those things. American world sports don't always translate across the Atlantic, but yeah, even I've seen some advertisements. So it's getting bigger.
That unsettled the car so much. Oh.
That's the point. They didn't throw a VSC straight away, did they?
No, well, it was last lap, wasn't it? Hopefully
I know, but
they probably we hope no one goes off at the same corner.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised they didn't neutralise that straight away.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What NFL team do you support? Majestic. And yeah, kind of nasty for Russell, but yeah, obviously glad that he's okay.
Good to see Norris on P2 and Zach's there.
Yeah, and Norris's dad's there.
Yeah. Did you hear the facts that me and Pedro were talking about the other day regarding Zach Brown?
Yes.
For those that don't know, Christian Horner used to race in F3, and so did Zach Brown at the same time. Good little factoid.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys. Cool. And Max finished 0.3 seconds behind Leclerc.
He did.
Leclerc, like, yeah.
And Lewis to that first lap, though, I'm still stunned that wasn't a penalty. He's lucky to get away with that pass on Perez as well, which is showing on screen now. No, they're not. Sorry, it was something else. It's weird not seeing Max in the winner's room.
Yeah. Different podcast guest this week.
Finally something different.
I bet Max is livid. Oh, 100%. He's like, there should be me standing up.
I'd hope he was very graceful about it, but
I'd hope he'd still be like, oh yeah, no, well done.
Yeah.
Look at that, had 42 laps on the hards compared to Max 22 lap old mediums.
Yeah. So we discussed, I can't remember if I discussed it with you or Pedro yesterday. I can't remember which one, I think it was Pedro. But we were saying the Red Bull has a reputation of being a very dominant car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that dominant. I really don't. I think the car is good, very good, but it's not dominant. The problem is the team has been dominant.
Yeah.
Max has been flawless. That's what's made the difference.
Yeah, and like
Ferrari has a quick car. McLaren has a quick car now. Mercedes had a good car.
Yeah, like you say, we always will probably have periods of dominance within F1. It seems like at the moment it is Red Bull. For a long time was Mercedes.
Yeah, and I know what you meant, Pedro. It's just a lot of people say it's just the car for Max. It's not just the car. It's the team and him as well. But it's nice to see 3 Ferraris on the podium, 4 Ferraris on the podium, 5 actually, 6 today. Work it out.
That Fred up there with them?
It is. I didn't see him, and so that's why I had to change it twice.
I heard he stormed off yesterday after not getting out of Q2. Sounds a very Max thing to do.
He did. He literally how he didn't end up with a penalty for blocking Tsunoda, I will never know. And sitting at the end of the pit lane, I will never know. But that said, he did literally get out the car, park it sideways, and just walked off down the pit lane. I was like, We get to hear the Italian national anthem for the first time this year. Coming up in a second. It's one of the longest national anthems in the world, I believe. A Ferrari win for Formula One is a good thing.
Yeah. I'm glad, like,
now it's Italian.
I'm glad that Ferrari are still kind of hanging on in there, because definitely after last year, it was a possible championship winning car.
Yeah.
And then
which nearly finished third.
And then to see him like towards the end of the season and then the start of this one, it was like, oh. But they seem to have started at least to be hanging on in there. That crash from Russell was massive for Ferrari. Yeah.
That's a beautiful trophy.
Yeah.
I bet that is going to be. I know he's got one other win at Silverstone, but I bet.
Carlos, don't put it on the top step. Put it on the floor.
Oh, watch out, Norris is there.
Yeah,
Watch
I was saying, put it on the floor.
Lay it on its side behind all the steps, away from Norris.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Norris because the sheer fact he's going to be looking around to see where everyone's trophies are this time.
Oh no! Don't put it down, Carlos.
What's the middle for? Driver of the day?
Not sure.
Can you give Sainz a medal?
No, but they all get medals, don't they? Because they keep the medals, and then the trophies go back to the team.
Depending on what your contract says.
Yeah.
I believe for McLaren they keep all of the trophies.
Norris?
Max hasn't won here. Ever.
Oh, Norris is looking around and like,
No, he's done it. He did it away from the other one.
Oh, look at Carlos.
Do you know what? Cracking race.
How much do you think F1 spends every year on just champagne?
Oh, God. Who knows?
Probably a lot.
But one thing we know, Sarah, what is champagne for?
Podiums.
Good.
And
We'll
that's
have a
it.
beer then.
Yeah. Even Giovinazzi led more laps than him. I saw that stat earlier, actually. Giovinazzi has led 4 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. Max has only led 3 laps.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Hipster Jesus has led more laps than Max, the double world champion.
Around this track.
Sweet.
Right, so F1 calendar for the rest of the season. We just need Singapore. Okay? Thanks. Appreciate it.
I guess we ought to move on to the breakdown now.
Yeah.
So let's do that. I'm going to change over feeds to you, Sarah, so just bear with me.
Okie dokie. Woohoo.
There we go. You should be able to see that.
1 second, guys. I'll just get that set up for you. Got to turn midnight off for a second.
Oh, dear. Cool. I'm ready when you are, Sarah.
I will be in just a second. There we are. Both here back. Cool.
Sweet.
Ready.
Right. Okay. Not to be fair, Max had a brilliant recovery. He did, but we'll get into that as you say.
Not
right, I just need
to get too far off topic, but has anyone here played the Crew Motorfest? Not yet, but it looks good. And apparently, I've heard from TikToks, and certain cars sound amazing. So,
something to look forward to.
Apparently, for it being a very arcadey game, it's actually pretty good.
Right, shall we do this in a very unique way. We can either do it in alphabetical, or we can do it in last to first ratings.
And do if you want to.
What do you fancy?
Hmm.
Or reverse alphabetical? What's your preference for today?
Let's go. Last to first.
Last to first. So we're starting with who's that?
Bottas was out. He retired.
Well, technically we're starting with Stroll. So, well, he's going to go in NA.
There is a 5-hour demo you can install today, but today is the last day. Feels great. Thanks for that. I didn't know that.
Xbox, PC?
Probably all of them. I'll check that out afterwards. Thanks for the tip, Majestic. Appreciate it.
So we'll start with Bottas then. I've put Tsunoda and Stroll into.
What about Ocon? He finished 18th. Well, he didn't finish, but he was 18th.
What lap did he? He was more than halfway through the race. Yeah, he was more than halfway through the race.
He around lap 40. The Ocon went out.
So yeah, we can classify him.
No, yeah, lap 40-ish.
No, yeah, okay.
Well, I was just looking at the graph that Pedro sent me.
Fair. Okay, we'll classify Ocon since so he was the first DNF, was he?
Yes.
All right, we'll go with Ocon then. He qualified P8, and obviously he CBD says instantly, I would instantly pick A+ for Lando and Sainz. We'll get there, man. You can argue your point, but I'm telling you now, I'm going to have a controversial opinion about one of them. It's not an F, don't worry.
But he did commit to that freeway battle with Perez, Alonso, and himself.
He did.
And it was a pretty good move.
I kind of want to put him in a B or an A straight away, just because he had a very good race.
It was very, very unfortunate, his retirement, because he was on for like a good finish, probably around where Gasly finished.
Where did Gasly finish? Because he was ahead of Gasly.
P6.
Yeah, he was on for top 6, top 5, considering Leclerc disappeared off the face of the earth.
Potentially. Pedro wants to give him a B.
I know we're not going to do pluses and whatnot in this, other than the C's, because that's where we group everyone. But I would say it'd be verging on an A.
I'd say B.
I know he didn't finish. I think his skills were demonstrated. No, do you know what? Yeah, B's more reasonable. It really is.
It'll be nice.
Got 2/3 of the way through the race. And he just pitted. We don't know where he was going to come out and where it was going to end up. Yeah, I think B. All right, next one.
Bottas, but he actually retired, and he retired on just before lap 50-ish, which we didn't even know he retired.
I didn't have a clue. Well, he qualified P16. He ran really long.
Be nice.
Really
I didn't even realise what I said.
Be nice.
Be nice.
No.
Lap 49, yeah. It's one of those things, you know, when Ocon, was it last week? Or the week before, like the previous race, where he retired, but no one knew he retired.
That still surprises me to this day. It wasn't even mentioned.
Yeah, it's almost like this one. Retired, but it, like, I don't know, he just retired.
I mean, he ran really long on his first stint, like stupid long.
Yeah,
like the same time as Max.
He was on hard for a long while. Then he changed to mediums on about lap 30
something
7, 8, 9, and then he went on mediums for 13 laps and then retired.
I would say a C minus because we didn't really see much from him, but he still hasn't completed the race. I mean, that could be because of damage. It was a mechanical failure.
Yeah. I don't know if that's too nice.
What do you reckon?
We didn't see much from him, did we? But then saying that Alpha is a shocking car.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I'm being a bit generous, and you can see what I'm thinking.
engine entered anti-stall. I don't know. I'm up for that, but I think there could be an argument against maybe putting him a little bit lower. But yeah, like you say, it's, I don't know. It's either or.
I'll go with you on this one. Just a sheer fact we haven't seen him, and he hasn't finished the race.
Yep.
Anywho, right, next one.
Russell. It's a hard one. He was doing so well.
I kind of want to give him an A despite the DNF and crash.
A for effort.
But then again, he hasn't really done anything extra special on track.
Mercedes was just ballsy and going for the double stop under the VSC.
Do you know what? I'm going to go for a B.
What, if he finished, it would have been an A.
If he finished, yeah. And he hasn't actually done anything special at all. He's pitted under the safety car and just had fresh tyres. I didn't see any passes from him all race. And did he pass Lando? I think no, he didn't, did he? Because Lando was behind him.
No. Top of B says Majestic.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Kenty.
Hi, Kenty. And he was really quick regardless. True. It's hard. Like you. Would it have been an A star though if he did finish though, because he didn't make any mistakes up until that point.
If he'd overtaken for the win, then yes, it would have been an A star.
I reckon top of B.
Passed, yeah.
It would have been a secure A, if not a little bit of A star, if he didn't make that mistake right at the end.
But he has made them. It was only a minor mistake with massive ramifications.
Shane Kenty, it says, do you reckon Hamilton could have got Norris if they'd swapped earlier?
Swapped.
He did look quite...
We'll never know.
He did look quite fast, Hamilton, towards the end there. So potentially, but they looked like they kind of formed a DRS train for a bit.
Yeah.
With Carlos holding back a little bit.
I'm gonna sit on the fence. I agree with you. It's yes, potentially. But
yeah.
Anyway,
also, hi Kenty, nice to see you.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Alonso has got 170 points out of the 217 that Aston has. Well, you can see who's the consistent driver there.
Stroll's very consistent. His pace was completely uniform all race.
Yep.
Wasn't in it. Right. And leading for points. Right. So Russell groups. What's the next one, sir?
Alonso.
Do you know what? I reckon it's another D. He had a bit of a shocker. We saw him off down the escape road and all that sort of thing. He got overtaken by Ocon while battling for Perez. And then his tyres dropped off and he never came back at Perez. Tricky one for him, but he also picked up that penalty for gliding wide on the pit entry. His fault.
Yes, I forgot about that.
So he has had a number of mistakes today. Yeah, he's a brilliant driver. But yeah, it's easy to look brilliant when you've got Stroll for your partner.
If Aston didn't make that mistake, he was on for a top
handful of points.
6, top 5.
Yeah. And he threw it away.
Well, so one, he threw it away, but 2, Aston obviously couldn't get the tyre off.
Yeah, they balls up his pit stops. Anywho, an encouraging father. Alonso had a bad car. I mean, you can argue if it was a bad car or he nuked the tyres trying to overtake
like we
Perez.
said, I think with Aston, it's a very track-specific performance. Some tracks really seem to favour it. Some tracks don't. And we previously, like earlier in the podcast, were talking about Aston being the sort of team that is not bringing enough upgrades to kind of keep in line with everyone else bringing up their upgrades. Like McLaren, etc., who obviously Norris's car had 9 upgrades this weekend.
Their upgrade since race 1 this season has been exceptional. So well done, McLaren. Anywho, next one.
Sargent.
Did you agree with Alonso in the D rank, by the way? I didn't actually ask you.
Yeah, well, like you say, obviously he did make that mistake into the pits, and then obviously Aston did screw him over, but he couldn't really do much from then. And also he went off. Right. He went straight on into a corner.
He did.
I forgot about that.
So
Hi,
D will... He's lucky.
Alpine reliability strikes again. Yeah.
Does a bit, and it always seems to be there. Anywho, Sargent started P18. Where did he finish, sir?
P14. Lost the front wing.
Yeah, he caused the safety car.
Yeah, created the safety car. You can't. Well, considering there's 4 out, like he would have technically been penultimate position, and if Alonso didn't mess up and Aston Martin didn't mess up, he would be last.
CBD says if Sargent was the one that caused the safety car out, then instant A+. So I'm agreeing with that. We're going to put Sargent in the A star for giving us a good race.
You're gonna infuriate a lot of people there.
Wait. No. Reality's kicking back in. Okay. Yeah, he's down here. I think you have to put him.
You'd put him with them.
I mean, he's gone on. He's the only one today. I mean, I know Russell. I'm just going to leave him there for just a second. I'll just leave him there for a second. He's the only one today that's gone into the barrier head first on his own.
Yeah.
Russell did it trying to overtake full position. A little bit of leeway there.
We've got an early ones that were from Toom saying Lawson will be A surely. Pedro says
we are getting there.
D or E. Pedro does make I guess a valid argument. It wasn't the best race for him, even though he didn't have any prior experience on the track. Sure. When you look at someone like Lawson and Gastry,
the other rookies,
they haven't
ended up in the barrier.
Yeah, I don't think we can really use that.
Yeah,
but
there's only so much excuse you can make for them having a rookie year. I mean, Lawson's had 3 Grand Prix.
And it was in Q3.
Yeah.
And got points today.
As much as I want to give Sargent a little bit of leeway, honestly, I think he's down here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
What's your opinion?
I'd agree, yeah.
I was going to say, I feel kind of harsh to Alonso, but then again, he finished behind him and he had 2 incidents.
Yeah.
And Sargent only had the 1, so do you know what?
Okay.
That way around.
I agree. So, Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg.
I'm not doing it.
No, it's not. It's Nico Hulkenberg.
Okay. P9. We started.
P13 finished. It's that hat, so it's not great, is it?
It's terrible on tyres, and it's not his fault. C- sounds unfair, doesn't it?
Yeah, or just a bang average C, maybe. Magnussen got a point. Haas will love that. True.
Yeah, they need it too. I think they only had 6 going in. Honestly, yeah, bang average C, because that car is quick, but on tyre life, it's just terrible. And
D minus or D, yeah. Even even if it meant a few retirements. Yeah, technically, with Ocon and Russell and Bottas, well, Bottas I don't think was running in the points towards the end. Ocon and Russell were definitely running in the points, so it would have been no points for Haas. Standard. Yeah.
No, Haas got a bit screwed over with the safety car, but did well with the VSC, I think. No, wait. They got screwed over with the safety car, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, C or C minus. What's your feeling, sir?
I think we should put him in a C for now. And then come back to it. We'll start off our average line.
Well, our average at the moment is in a D. Right. Next finisher, please, sir. Joe, who started P19 and from the pit lane, I believe.
Yep, and finished P12. Obviously, we've got 4 retirements. And the Alfa Romeo is not a good car.
It's a dog. I think it's probably the worst car on the grid at the moment. All in all, it's the worst car on the grid for like tyre life and raw pace and that sort of thing. It's just not good at anything. It's not. I wouldn't say it's flat out terrible, but it's just not good at anything.
Yeah, they're hanging on for Audi at this point.
Yeah. Bottas is hanging around for that. Yeah, I agree with
Sargent.
Actually.
Sargent just makes Williams look worse. Yeah.
Or does Albon just make it look better?
True.
Anywho, so Joe, I would be happy giving him a C+. He's gone up a few positions. We've not seen him. He's not crashed. He's no longer a rookie or anything anymore, but he's just signed his contract for an extension to his time at Alfa Romeo. And generally, when a lot of people sign contracts in F1, they suddenly become very lazy and then bin it. So, what do you think, C or C+? Even not just chomping away on your food.
I think there's an argument for both.
Hit me with your argument.
Because of obviously where we've rated Nico. Yeah. Only finished 1 place ahead of him. So
Joe is clearly Alfa Romeo's number 1. Now that is interesting.
Bold claim. I'm happy with either. I'll go with the majority.
Let's hear our argument for it, and it was basically either.
Well, Tim said don't think too hard about it.
What does the chat feel? Just one letter answer, C or C+. You get the idea. We'll let you guys decide.
Yeah, he was good last year, but this year, yeah.
Well, the car is...
No, Bottas.
Oh.
Yeah, out of the 2, Bottas was definitely better last year.
Yeah. So
Alright, C+, don't mind too much. Go C+ then.
Yeah, I'd say pick one. So I don't mind. C+ from CBD. Pedro says he's okay with it. I think Toom said C+ a minute ago. Okay, we'll go with that. So I wasn't going to be here forever. Boom. Right, next one.
Albon.
Okay, he started P14.
Finished P11.
But he was also nerfed by Perez at some point, which was under investigation.
Yeah, and we didn't see.
Where did Perez finish?
8th.
I reckon that would have been points for Albon, because he was literally nerfed out the way. From what we hear.
Potentially, then.
I haven't seen it, so that's the only problem.
No.
I honestly think if you're racing a Red Bull in a Williams, which is historically terrible at Singapore, Williams, how can you not give Albon an A? I know it's for a weird position like 7th or 8th, but Albon is just somehow pulling out performances out of that car, like out of his butt somehow.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm being biased because I think he's a really good driver. But
potentially, but I see the argument why.
Yeah, he hasn't crashed. He hasn't done anything wrong from far as we've seen.
Well, he's 1 point away from the points, and like you say, he probably would have finished within the points a bit more.
Pedro says B. Anyone else have any feelings? Sarah, what do you think? Yeah.
I just read that at the same time. I'd say top of B at the moment.
Okay. I will defer. But all I can say is I'm massively impressed.
If someone more capable was in the Williams, who knows how Albon would stack up. Yeah.
I mean, if we had a B+, he would be in it, at least.
Yeah.
Anywho, next one.
Magnussen, who finished 10th, so...
He had a weird moment. He had a weird moment where he lost like 6, 7, 8 seconds in one lap.
Yeah, just dropped off and then come back somehow.
Yeah. Points for the Haas. Tremendous qualifying because he started P6. Shouldn't have been there.
No. C plus maybe? Or
Top of C plus.
Yeah.
I was thinking about. I was measuring him against Russell and whatnot, who had a mistake. Ocon, who didn't finish. I was thinking, you can make an argument for a B, but
well, like Toom says, Haas has always been good in quali, but the race is polar opposite.
Yes.
So I'd say he did his best, yeah. And like you say, Haas will love that 1 point.
Yeah, but it's a shame about Nico not getting the points. Cool. C plus it is. Right, next one.
Lawson.
Who started P10.
Finished P9.
P9.
On its third ever.
Right, we're still showing this one as the free, so excuse us for the wrong picture.
Oh yeah. What about that?
Can we make any argument for anything other than A?
I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean,
he was defending. He was defending Max Verstappen.
He out-qualified Max Verstappen.
He out-qualified Max Verstappen, yeah.
Yeah.
Had no prior experience on this track as well.
Yeah.
There's Pedro.
Third race. I mean, the argument would be made that he's not entirely race fit. I mean, let's base it off the fact that Singapore is 2 hours, in a very hot country.
Heats, yeah.
Yeah, in F1 cars in his third race. And yeah, I think the argument can be made. He's not fully match fit yet. Fully.
The training, yeah, probably the training involved. Yes. Get ready for Singapore. Yeah, you could argue probably he's not had as much time probably as the others.
Yeah. So cracking. Frankly. And he is literally making an argument for him to be put in AlphaTauri next year. Which is giving Red Bull a headache. At this point in time, before we get to Perez, you could literally say Marco might go, bye-bye Perez. Ricciardo come on through for a year or so.
We'll see how Lawson does.
Match up. Yeah. Lawson and Tsunoda. Yeah. Or Lawson and Ricciardo with Tsunoda as reserve. So there's options there for them.
I don't know why, but I have a good feeling about Lawson. Surely it's only 3 races and we thought De Vries would be good, but Lawson. Yeah.
I will stand up for De Vries and say I think that environment
toxic,
if you don't do well in your first 4 or 5 races, they are on you quickly. It's like a pack of wolves. So
and then they have given Yuki so much longer.
Yeah, they gave Yuki 3 years, gave Lawson 6 months.
Well, De Vries, 6 months.
What did I say? That's what I meant.
You did Lawson.
I did, yeah.
That's how Red Bull does things, true.
Anywho. Next one.
Perez.
Started P13.
Finished P8.
He had an incident with Albon, which we haven't seen.
And potentially either Perez and Yuki or Max and Lawson.
From lap 1 or 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yuki started on the back. Where did Yuki actually start? 2 places behind Perez. You would have had to have got in front of Perez.
I think Perez dropped right back. Right.
He did.
So it makes more sense for it to be Perez on Yuki.
I would almost say it's the other way around. It would be Lawson and Max, because Max was ahead of Lawson at the end of lap 1.
I don't know.
He was out. Does anyone know why Tsunoda retired? Because that will answer our question. And we'll come back to Perez in a minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nothing new for Perez. He had damage on the front wing and he didn't have one of the end plates, yeah.
Yeah, we can argue that's his own fault, so... Yeah.
Checo was ahead of Yuki. So it's Max and Lawson.
A bunch of maybe.
He had yeah.
But why did Yuki have said puncture and floor damage? Did he hit the wall, or did someone hit him? So that's the key thing here, really.
Yeah.
But we'll come back to the next. We'll come back to Perez in a minute when we have a definitive answer on what happened with Yuki. We saw a replay. Promise, they were at the time they were showing a Red Bull and the
Yuki got
together.
Hit. Yeah.
It was Yuki.
Yeah.
So Yuki did get in front of Perez.
Yeah, because we saw it, and then they showed it, and then they automatically just went back to the race. They showed it so quickly that if you didn't catch it, you weren't going to see it again.
Yeah, and they didn't show it again at all.
Yeah.
And they definitely said Lawson at the time. Then we saw Yuki coming off. And I know they said Lawson because either they were talking about him, but they said Lawson at that time. Anywho, so we'll wait until complete confirmation before we go to Perez. But if you say Perez has collided with Yuki, that's a big reflection on his race. Anywho, who was above Perez then?
Piastri.
Started P17. Finished P7?
Yep.
Up 10 places.
Yep.
Hasn't got all the upgrades, A?
Yeah. No prior experience either. Checo hit him. I told you.
No, you were fine. I'm quite happy to be wrong. I could see the reason why it would have been Max and Lawson, because Max had got past Lawson on that lap. Anyway, we'll finish Piastri and we'll go back to Perez. Anything else for Piastri? A bit lucky with the safety car, but at the end of the day, he's made it work.
Yeah, let's be real. He got royally screwed up by qualifying. So, yeah, so he really capitalised on the result, I think, for today, considering where he started. Completely. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, those two drivers are showing that F1 going forward is going to be exciting. Okay, back to Perez then. So he's basically yeeted off Yuki. He's also had a crash with Albon. Where did he finish? P8?
Yes.
He's not had a good race at all, has he? Not really. I mean, he's come through from P13 to P8 with a couple of drivers out in front of him crashing out. Him taking out 2 drivers. Is it D or an E? Bear in mind that is a championship dominating car. Team.
Yeah, D. I'd say D. And Toom and Pedro agreed to.
I'm happy with that. Go with the consensus. But I'm going to put him at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That's spite.
Right, next is Gasly.
Started P12.
Finished P6. He got lucky where he was, I think.
Mm.
Because he was on the back of when it was Alonso, Ocon, and Perez. He was kind of just at the back there, and obviously everything around him has happened, and he's just stayed there. Like basically, yeah, just hang on.
What's your feeling on the rank?
I'd say B maybe, or like low A.
I'm exactly the same between you and Pedro. It's B or an A, right in the middle of the pair of them.
As it's more strong, I think it's a stronger B. I think we should put him at the top of B. Oh, I put him.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, I put him ahead of. Or I'll just put him in B. I'm not gonna even fight. I'm just gonna put him in B, and then say this is B.
I wouldn't be upset if someone say give him an A, but Piastri 10 places, Gasly 6. B. Yeah?
Yeah.
But a super strong result, particularly when the other Alpine was out.
Yep.
I'm happy.
So next one is Max Verstappen.
Started P11.
Finished
and
P5.
I still believe he got screwed over by that safety car. Well, Red Bull screwed themselves, really.
But yeah, no, we agree. Ocon was driving like really, really well.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate that the car like broke. So we're not disagreeing with you there.
I'm going to flat out say it now for Max. I'm going to say it's a B drive. I mean, the first half of the race, he was just skating everywhere. He come alive when he eventually got a pit stop. I think he showed he can race in the pack. I almost got fourth off Leclerc.
Yeah.
I do think it's a strong drive from Max, but I don't think it's any of his best one by a long way.
No, but where would we put him? I mean, I can see Tomb's argument about putting him in A.
I will say he has probably the best team on the grid. And a much better race car than the qualifying car. And Red Bull did pick a weird strategy. But they did have fresher tyres towards the end of most of the pack. I don't think it's as good as Piastri's drive or Lawson's drive. Things taken into consideration. Very good drive, just not an epic drive. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree. I was just trying to see the strategies that they were on. Obviously,
it's like 35.
Yeah,
25.
He actually went from medium to hards, and
you can't produce epic drives with a bad car. You can if the circumstances provide it, but you could argue today was one of those days it could have happened, but I don't think that Red Bull's a bad car. It's just not what he's used to this weekend. For whatever reason, either he or the team couldn't dial the car in, for the qualifying at least.
I don't know. I'd rate him probably B.
It is, yes. That is a David Coulthard tyre from Hungary in 1995.
Very cool.
It's a good year. It was a very good year. I'll be happy to go with that. B.
Max, Checo and Bottas were the only ones that didn't pit under the safety car.
Yeah, that three very weird outcomes. Anywho.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Put him alongside Gasly just for the moment and go for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Next one.
Leclerc.
Do you know what? I'm not actually that impressed with him today.
He dropped off a lot towards the end.
Yeah, did he have a... Does anyone know if he had an incident after Hamilton got past him, or his tyres were dead? Because anyway, he never looked like he was threatening to go ahead of the other drivers.
Tyres were dead.
Tyres were dead. Yeah, he started well, particularly on the soft tyres. He got ahead of everyone else except for Sainz on the start, but he just didn't feature in the race.
Yeah, but like I said, the pit, where all of them came in at the start, didn't help. Like under the safety car, that didn't help because he lost a lot of positions through that.
And also, you've got to say, if you're following cars, your tyres get shredded a lot quicker.
Yeah.
He could be a victim a little bit of being stuck in the pack and that safety car.
Yeah, weirded out by why I didn't pit him for softs at the end. We've still gotten past Gasly and Verstappen.
Yeah.
With Hamilton and George on fresh mediums, he couldn't do much more. Yeah. And like you say, if it was any longer, Verstappen would have got him as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay, in which case, I'm going to make a case for C-. Yeah, just the sheer fact he hasn't featured that well today, but he could be a victim somewhat of being stuck in traffic. And
I was going to say a C.
Okay, I could go with that. He hasn't done. I suppose, yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong, but his tyres did die towards the end. And you can argue Sainz in exactly the same car didn't have the same issue to the same extent. So it could be indicative of Carlos having a much smoother style.
Maybe.
Also not having traffic in front of him. But
Move operator.
Okay. If you're happy, sir, I will go with a C.
Cool.
Boom. Okay, next one. Who finished third today?
Hamilton.
He did, funny enough. And he started... I forgot actually where he started. P5.
Yeah, I'm going to say P5.
What's your thoughts?
The first corner, like we discussed, the first corner was a bit... Well, you've definitely gained an advantage by doing that. Stayed ahead of him for about a lap and a half.
And Norris for about 4.
But then after that first stint, he was doing everything.
He came alive in the final stint. Yeah, I mean, how he didn't get a penalty for turn 1, turn 2, and first 4 laps, I will never know. Not to mention, it did look like, from the initial viewing, when he passed Perez, it was technically off the track. I mean, that over the curbing.
He did give up the positions. We're not saying that he didn't. We're just saying that it took him a lap to do so.
Yeah. And by my reasoning is that he failed to give up the position in adequate time. So if you have at the start, you have the whole grid together. If you were to fall behind Russell, he would have Alonso behind him, and we know what he's like for trying to go for an overtake. So by failing to give back the place quickly, he's essentially allowed to pull out a gap between such cars like Alonso's and all that sort of stuff, and then failed to potentially lose a position. So it's tricky, but I do think that was abuse of the rules somewhat, if technically legal.
He still had a good race, though.
Yeah, very clever. And his final stint was very good. I mean, that showed World Championship material, didn't it? Ranking, Sarah.
I'd either say a high B or low A.
I'm going to say high B.
I think he's the top of B though.
Yeah. I do think it was a better drive than Max, despite not going up as many positions, but he was much more consistent and much faster and a genuinely all-round good drive with some questionable moments.
Yes. I mean, that first lap is what...
That's a very sour thing for me, that first lap. So, yeah. Okay. Boom. Okay. Who was second, Sarah?
Norris.
He was, and started in P4.
A-star.
If I may, I will start with a negative first.
No.
Didn't really feature that much as a overtaking kind of drive or anything like that. In terms of racecraft, I didn't find it that impressive.
No, he was behind Carlos for quite a while, but in DRS.
Yeah. But as a drive around a very tricky track, in dirty air, I still think it's a great drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he even admitted he hit the wall and got away with it.
Yeah. Is it a top of A or is it with that McLaren? Is it?
I would say top of A, with the proviso it could have been better if he'd just gone for a move. Then again, he was never quite in the position. I think it's a very, very clever drive and similar to Piastri, but for very different reasons. Your thoughts?
I'd agree. Maybe like a low A star because
I think we have to save A star for exceptional.
Yeah, he did keep the Mercedes behind him.
Yeah.
And the McLaren under DRS was faster than Mercedes.
Yeah. So yeah, they've clearly trimmed out a lot of wing from that car this weekend, which saved them actually. But on the flip side, it definitely meant that
probably Tomb.
Yeah, definitely meant that Norris couldn't get on the back of Sainz because he was slower out the corners. But it stopped Russell from overtaking him.
Yeah.
So it worked. Anywho, who's our winner, Sarah?
Smooth operator, Mr. Carlos Sainz.
Who started P1? Funny enough. He led every lap. He didn't have fastest lap, but he led every lap. From pole to finish.
Yeah. Not much more you can say, really.
Yeah. It's a very defensive drive, and typically the racer in me wants to reward aggressive driving. However, he did exactly what he needed to, when he needed to do it, and even gave Norris DRS on purpose to stop Russell from coming at them.
Clever if you think about it.
It's very clever.
And like Pedro says, he's been on it all weekend.
He has. Yeah, he did exactly what he needed to. Clinical and smart. I'm going to relate it to an older driver. It reminds me a little bit of Alain Prost. Doesn't look anything special on track, but gets the job done, and he's done it to perfection today. It's very measured. The aggressive driver in me wants to give him an A, a very strong A, but realistically, I think that's a cracking drive, and it's got to be A star, isn't it?
Yep. Think so.
What do you think about his drive today?
Like you say, it was smart. He led every lap. He showed that he was in control. He obviously, under the pressure, he still could make those decisions because at one point Ferrari asked him to go faster, and Ferrari went on the radio. Norris is like right behind you, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose."
Yeah.
So it's like he was being his own, like, right, leave me to it. I've got it.
And hello to Kulios.
Hi, Kulios.
Tim says A-star now. It's one of those where I think a defensive driver is exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And
don't do anything too risky. Get the job done.
No. No, it's not my preferred method of racing. But at the end of the day, he's come away with a win, and I think he made that happen. Yeah. Not Ferrari. Sainz made that happen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it was a very, very good race from him.
There was a lot of talk, not 3 or 4 races ago, of Sainz being replaced by Albon. Not months, races.
I've heard the rumours of obviously the contract with Audi, but
yes,
that's not for a few years. So Ferrari, I think, should keep on to him, like keep him there. He seems to have really stepped into himself at Ferrari. He was good at like all the other teams, but it's like you can see it in himself that he's just calmer, and he's a bit more. You know,
he seems to enjoy that freedom that the Ferrari give their drivers for a little bit of strategy. I mean, okay, I'll say this 2 ways. Leclerc doesn't seem to have the same freedom that they tell him what strategy they're on.
Yeah, and then Leclerc blames. No. Yeah, then Leclerc blames them, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but because he listens to the team, and Carlos goes no, and that's how he won at Silverstone and how he won here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Does anyone have any controversial opinions that we haven't considered, or with the ranking that is on there, any of them that they disagree with, perhaps, or completely agree with? Your thoughts?
Leclerc is a bit submissive at times.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. But Sarah, it's that time. Where do we rank the race?
Ooh, where? Ooh. I've been thinking about this since the end of the race.
I want you to do it at the same time as me. Give me your rating. We'll do it at the same time.
What, on hands?
On hands.
Oh, I'm still trying to think about it.
All right, tell me when you're ready. And Toom was right, it was a godlike qualifier. And me and Pedro had a lot of fun with the reaction on that one. Best of the season. And I've never said that by Singapore anything. It's been one of the best races all year.
Alright, I'm ready.
It's not just because Max didn't win. It's because there was a genuine fight. 4-5-way fight at one point for the lead.
I'm ready.
And qualifying.
I'm ready.
On 3. Not on 4. Not on 4. On 3. Okay? Alright. I'll even let you call it. Go on.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
Ah! Same. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Although for some reason my pinky didn't come up straight away, so I was like, I had to look at my hands and be like, what are you doing?
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd agree. Best race so far, my favourite podium of the year. And just it was enjoyable.
Favourite moment of the race?
One more finger.
8.5. Oh, I thought you said 8.5 out of 9. Like you're on a different scale. 8.5/9. I'm with you now. Sorry, I read that wrong.
I would say the favourite moment was the 4-way battle for the lead. It was like it could have gone any way at any moment, and we were like, ooh.
Mine leads into that, but mine is a slightly different moment. when Mercedes double stacked and going for medium tyres, and like, yes, we're going to get a race.
Yeah.
Finally, it was at that moment, and then Russell's coming at them at 2 seconds a lap. It's like, oh, we've been waiting for this all year.
But how different would it have been if all 5 of them pitted?
It would have been dull, actually.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation because when they're in that point, the person behind has the advantage from the undercut. Because if they go, oh, we'll pit out the lap after them, by the time Sainz had got round to the pits and pitted, Norris would have stayed out for starters, and then Sainz would have lost to Russell from the undercut.
Yeah.
So Mercedes were in the driving seat there, and they did the right thing.
It's just so unfortunate about Russell.
Yeah.
Because like Pedro said, that would have been massive points for Mercedes. But
they're not thinking about constructors.
Yeah.
They just want to win.
But like you say, with obviously Leclerc got helped by that in a way because more points. It helps, Ferrari a little bit more.
I do have one controversial opinion from this, and I mentioned it in qualifying.
What is your controversial opinion?
It's a question.
Okay.
Red Bull hindered by technical directive? Question mark.
Question mark. Question mark. I don't know. I think we'll next week we'll see.
If they are suddenly 7th, 8th, or 9th, then it makes me wonder on how much that the technical directive has affected them, and or if it was technically, and I mean technically, legal or ethically legal. Technically legal, ethically legal is 2 different things.
We'll find out.
We'll find out at the
Yeah, which is next week, so we haven't got too long to wait.
And what time is it?
Early. Early. Don't remember. Oh.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have had work the next like the previous day.
You'll be in the zone. It'll be fine. It'll be waking up the normal time.
What, 3 days in a row?
Yeah, that makes my eye twitch thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I know what my schedule for that day will be already.
And
it'll be get 4 or 5 hours sleep, watch the Grand Prix, go back to sleep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully it'll be good. But will we see Danny Rick back? Or not? I don't think we will.
For his sake, I'd say no. I mean,
I'd wait.
Yeah. Me and Pedro had this conversation yesterday. Genuinely speaking, I think we agree, and we're of the belief that Lawson should stay there because it's a circuit he knows, and it's the only one thus far that he's raced in Formula 1 that he's been to before.
Yeah.
So it's a good one to give him a back-to-back against Yuki.
But give that man a contract.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we're on that discussion, what would you do with the Red Bull family at the moment?
It's hard, isn't it? Again, arguments for both moving Yuki to reserve driver, putting Lawson in with Ricciardo. Then there's also like Ricciardo back to the reserve role, and Yuki staying where he is. There's arguments both for and against.
Yeah. I mean,
it depends on Perez, let's be honest, as well.
It does.
So,
but we can see Perez is not delivering in the same way that Kvyat, Gasly, Albon all didn't deliver.
And we all know how harsh Helmut Marko's decisions can be. So, all to play for, as they say.
CBD says Red Bull fam needs to free for all on Call of Duty to see who gets a race suit. Problem is, Max is a gamer. That gives a bit of advantage.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's very
very tricky.
I mean, I mean, the one theory that was kicking around a couple of months ago was when Max wins the championship, he can take 6 months off holiday.
Yeah.
But I don't see him doing that. He might take a race or something off. And hello, blessed. Yeah, I mean, he could take a race or two off and let Danny Rick take a seat in Red Bull for a race or two. And that would back-to-back him against Perez quite nicely.
I think now that the streak is over.
Yeah. I mean, he's won the championship, let's be honest. The only person who can defeat him is Perez, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah. The Constructors is sealed. The Driver Champions is pretty much sealed.
Yeah. I mean, they could not turn up for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but let's be real. Is Red Bull going to let Ricciardo drive that? Probably not. They'll probably want to get some sort of... Well, I don't know.
They're never going to demote Max to AlphaTauri for half a season. It's just... It'll be in his contract and he'll say no.
Yeah.
With him taking time off, a couple of races here and there, maybe.
Yeah, but would he? I don't see he would.
No, I don't think he would either.
No.
I'd say that as an outlier possibility.
Yeah.
Outlier.
I mean, if he does, I'd be all down for it to see like where Danny Rick could stack up against Perez.
And if he were to come in and just muller him, then you say bye bye Perez.
Yeah.
That would be him done in
that's probably the test that would basically determine it all.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's what they need. But then again, they had a test a couple of months ago, a month or two ago, and they said Danny's time was enough to put him on like P2 on the grid for
Silverstone. Yeah.
So they know he's fast still, and Perez is faltering. And we know what Marco's been saying about him in the press, so...
Yes. But it's all to play for. We've still got a lot of races to go.
I'm going to say it now. Next year, if Perez doesn't pick up another, at least P2 recurringly, or at least on the back of Max, given what happens with the technical directive, if he's not within 10 seconds of Max, most races, we could see him dumped, and then just see Tsunoda and Lawson signed for next year in AlphaTauri.
Calling it now, are we? Bold prediction.
I'm going for it.
Yeah. We will see if it's right. Yeah.
And on that note,
we will see you next week.
Indeed, and this has been one of my personal favourites. This race,
yeah, one of our longest ever, like podcasts, I think as well. Like just on the race, bar red flags and stuff.
Yeah, I've been going for 3 hours. Yeah, excluding
just chatting.
Spa. Oh God, I just remember Spa 21.
Yeah, I was saying excluding red flags and stuff, but like just the race. I'm talking about the race. Yeah.
Either way, we'll be back next week for 3 things. I'll get that right. The pre-GP on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be no good at sign language.
No. I actually know a bit of sign language, but my hands are just not playing ball apparently. Right, so pre-GP.
I was taught 2 things. I was out drinking in Stevenage or wherever it was, and I got taught the one of the same things is red, and the other one is prostitute, and they're done the same way, but one is anti-clockwise to the other one, and I don't know which is which.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't want to do it just in case I call someone. Yeah, that would be an awkward conversation, wouldn't it?
Hi. Yes. Right, so pre-GP. Why if I keep doing it with that finger? Pre-GP.
Saturday night.
Yes.
Saturday qualifying with our Mr. Saturday Pedro.
Yes.
Saturday morning.
I will be at work. So will you. Probably.
Oh yeah. That's a fair point, actually. I won't be there. And Sunday, we're back for the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Next race is Suzuka.
Yeah.
Shall we send out a raid to someone, Sarah?
Can do. Who you thinking?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Oh. We have got...
Oh, is Shane still online? No, he can't be.
No, we've got...
I've only got Badgerman and Chad.
I've got Chad and Badgerman as well. One of Pedro's favourite tracks.
Does anyone have any suggestions for a raid?
Yeah, up for any suggestions? Anyone?
If not, we'll go with Chad. It was a interesting individual. He's quite funny.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone to Chad.
Should we go to Chad then?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do that. So, from myself, thank you very much. We're going on to the raid screen.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Sarah, as absolutely always.
Thank you too. And we'll see you next week.
Indeed. Catch you all later, and thank you for joining us in this 8.5/9 out of 10 race today.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it just
in
as
the
much
dry.
as... Yeah.
That's Singapore. Well, that doesn't sound right, does it?
But I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Yeah, looking forward to Suzuka. And hopefully another good race. Potentially.
Potentially. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.